Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. Y'all already know what time it is. We about to get into some real serious business right now involving Liangelo Ball. I got some things I gotta get off my chest. I'm pretty sure everybody else does as well. We gonna tell you a lot of things, so you better listen up. It's Flight Sports. Before we do that, everybody hit that like button. You already know what it is. We ain't gonna waste too much time. You already know. Liangelo Ball, believe it or not, I know a lot of people want to sit here and say this, and this, the throw gripes. But there is something to be said for a guy being the number one option. These things will translate when you get into a more, just structured situation involving the Greensboro Swarm or the Charlotte Hornets. Camp is coming up. So Liangelo Ball getting the opportunity to have games played like this consistently, weekly games. This is very good for Liangelo Ball, despite how we might want to say, the way the style of play is, despite the way things are going. I mean, we can't get caught up in that. There are many positives, with Liangelo Ball playing in the Drew League. And today, that's what I want to highlight. We could sit up here and talk about the gripes all day. But I guarantee you, when Liangelo Ball steps foot in camp, whether that's Greensboro, whether that's, in Charlotte, I expect a more, seasoned Liangelo Ball than we accustomed to seeing. A guy that's been playing and looking like he's been playing basketball all summer. That's what I'm expecting from Jello. Yeah, he knows what's at stake, and y'all do too. And I haven't given up faith in Liangelo, and I'm pretty sure none of y'all have either. So let's get all into it, man. We got a star-studded chat. We got a star-studded panel as usual. All access. What's the deal, Dex?
This is Holly Heat of the Hot Seat with Holly Heat, and this is Flight Sports TV.
Yes, sir, Flight. Shout out to Flight Sports TV. Thank you, Miss Holly Heat, for reminding us where we're at. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the chat. I'm quite sure this is going to be an explosive topic. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with Flight Sports TV tonight. We appreciate you pulling up on Flight's block, hugging it, and showing us some love. Yeah, Flight, the title, Liangelo being the number one option for BBB Drew League team.
Yes.
Will basically help him in his travel into the NBA, minor league, the G League, the Greensboro Swarm. Listen, I don't know what everybody else is out there thinking, but one thing I'm going to tell you, I ain't like them other cats who got all the answers, but no inside plug. We got all the answers. I might have a little inside plug, but I definitely don't have all the answers. And I'm not going to pretend like I have all the answers, because I don't come before you with self-grandizing content to try to elevate my platform. I just come to you trying to share some truths that I know, and that what I don't know, I try to conjure up and speculate and put it into a circle, and hopefully I can come up with something that's satisfying to me. And then once it's satisfying to me, I try to spill it over to the stream. But please don't take it that I have all the answers. And please don't take it as if I'm facading like I have all the answers. No, because I don't have there's no facade with me. So Flight, I mean, this is kind of tricky, because on one end, I try to be optimistic, right? I try not to be over cynical, and I try not to be over critical, nor do I try to be judge, jury, and executioner when it comes to Liangelo development. No, I'm not trying to do that. And I'm old enough. I've seen a lot of basketball. I know some basketball. But like I said, I don't have all the answers. So being in the BBB Drew League team, we know we've seen some bad basketball. I'm trying to conjure up some sanity so I can sprawl a narrative on the stream and other streams I might be on that makes sense of all of this. And the only thing juicy that I can draw or extrapolate from what I am looking at, witnessing, is that it has to be something with the mindset of our brother, Liangelo Ball. And for that mindset to take another step or to have a trajectory leap into a mind like a Lonzo Ball or a LaMelo Ball, where that mind is so vast when it comes to basketball acumen. And I believe Liangelo might have lacked to some degree in that area, and this is why it seems to be a haste to get Liangelo up to speed with his brothers on that level, right? So now we basically just have a privy, it seems to me, Flight, that we're seeing a whole new basketball player being developed. And it looks a little ugly in its infancy. In its infancy, it looks a little ugly. But as it grows and develops to culminate into a complete basketball player, we might see some ugly basketball maybe for a year or two. I don't know. Or if he catch on quick, because we've seen that LaMelo caught on quick, right? He changed up some of his game in the summer. We didn't get to see it, but he trained. And people, please stop calling Jermaine Jackson a trainer. No, the situation, okay? He's not a trainer. He's a manager. The trainer is Mike Fox, okay? That's the trainer. Jermaine don't do no training. All you got to do is go look up his videos when he talks about his relationship with Melo. He don't do any training. Mike Fox do the training. So stop giving training cadoodles to Jermaine Jackson when he's not a trainer. He's a manager, a mentor. That's what he is. And he's been decent at it. So the thing of it is that it seemed like Liangelo is trying to hurry up the process, and sometimes it looks like he gets into an anxious stage, and when he becomes anxious, then we see some kind of poor basketball, and we see the results when Lavar is like, chiding him out like, come on, man, you can do better than this. You know what I'm saying? What's the problem? This is your team. Play like this is your team. You know what I'm saying? Whereas LaMelo and Lonzo, when they got control of a team, they played like it was their team flight. You feel me?
And I understand where you're coming from. I mean, I think it's still time will tell for Liangelo. I think, these guys have better players as well, Lonzo and LaMelo, compared to the five guys that he got surrounded him in the Drew League. But I think, go ahead.
Yeah, but no, I'm not even talking about the guys on the Drew League. See, that's irrelevant. See, I'm with Lavar on that. It don't matter who you play with. It matters how you play with who you play with. You understand what I'm saying? So Lavar have such a genius mindset, okay? And yes, he does. I know a lot of people don't think so. They think he's putting Liangelo in a very precarious situation pertaining to his leverage going into the G League, and they think that Liangelo's regression. No, it's not about Liangelo's play more so. It's about Liangelo decision making. It's about Liangelo's mental toughness. It's about Liangelo trying to take a lower talent team and elevate it to some degree of relevancy within the Drew League as best as he can. And we all know that they're 0-7, probably 0-8. I know they're 0-7 for sure. And they haven't yet to win a game this year. So without Liangelo, they won games. With Liangelo, they has yet to win games. But without Liangelo, they have much better talent. You know what I'm saying? They had the Curtis Hollins, they had Hollywood Ray, they had Andre Ball, they had E.G. Onasuku, EJ, excuse me, not E.G., EJ. They had, I forgot the African dude, man, but the African dude that played at Cal State Fullerton. So they had a better group of talent last season than they do this season. This season, just like it's a makeshift team, and Lavar basically putting Liangelo at center focus and say, son, do your thing, right? Do your thing, son, because you basically have to with the team that Lavar assembled this year. You basically have to do your thing. I mean, he did have some early help in the Drew League. That team was a little competitive early on, but now since people probably went their merry way, this is what you got. This is what you got to work with. Let's see you elevate. You follow what I'm saying? And I just believe that this is something new to him to be the man on the team. Because even though he was the scorer, he really wasn't the man, right? We know he wasn't the man because Lonzo was the man when he was there. And to some degree, it seemed like LaMelo was a man when Lonzo left. But Jello maintained his scoring, his super scoring ability, but it was more so as the Robin role. While Lonzo and LaMelo seemed to be more so the Batman role. And that's probably why they were higher high school rated recruits than Liangelo, even though Liangelo beat the bottom out the net, game in and game out for 2 consecutive years. So this is what I think is going on, Flight. But like I say, I could be wrong. I don't know it all. I just seem like Lavar is more so fashioning Liangelo's mindset, because we saw it to some degree with LaMelo, right? We saw how he kind of fashioned LaMelo mindset by saying to LaMelo, you think you more than what this is? You reading your press clippings too much? You're not going to be sugar, honey, and iced tea if you don't change your game. How are you going to catch your brother if you don't work on the other side of the court? See, Lavar was trying to get him to be a defensive mind as well as his offensive talent. And he wanted to merge that so he could become an outstanding player and be the number 1 draft, which he damn near was the number 1 draft. He just didn't want to go to Minnesota. So that killed that. And then you had D'Lo there with the Lonzo dynamic. So, you know, that kind of messed that little situation up. So you have a teacher and you have a mind mentor. So I believe we're looking at, to some degree, if Liangelo can handle it. See, because a lot of listen, Mercury is the closest planet to the sun, right? And it ain't burnt up. So everything can't be close to the sun like that and survive and stay in this natural form. So we're going to see if Liangelo can handle that heat. Because most time heat, it either fashion you or it consumes you, right? When you forged in fire, you're either going to be fashioned by it or you're going to be consumed by it. So depending on the minerals that Liangelo have with him, will determine how far he go by having all this heat put on him, by the public and even by some of his inner circle. So we're going to see how that works out, Flight.
Yeah, great point, Dex, man. Dex has laid out, you know, great statements. We got Marvin in the building. What's good, Marvin? Salute to the whole chat. Slim, Chuck, Isaiah, Basil. We love y'all, man. Salute to y'all. Marvin, what's good, man?
What's going on, fellas? I'm on the computer. I just stopped in a second. I'll be back on in 1 second.
Okay. Well, just let us know when you got some statements on this topic. We got Purple Baby in the building. What's the deal, Purple Baby?
I just got a couple questions for y'all.
Oh, no. Already?
Yeah.
Well, all right. What's the question?
Okay. I just thought about something right quick when it pertains to Liangelo. Now, I know it's in the past, but I started to think about UCLA, right? What did Liangelo do at the time? Because I know he had a scholarship that UCLA seen that made him stand out. That's the first question, and y'all can answer that.
I mean, Dutch, you want to take that question first?
She is correct me if I'm wrong. She wanted to know what made Liangelo stand out at UCLA in order for him.
Yeah, okay. To get a scholarship in high school, like even with LaMelo too, like, you know, because there had to be something there. So what was it pertaining to Liangelo? Did you think UCLA saw where they was like, I'll go ahead and bring him in?
Well, first of all, they wanted LaMelo so bad. That was their prize. That was UCLA prize. I don't know how many might remember, but LaMelo had the shoe, and a lot. I mean, in the NCAA was trying to fraud LaMelo's acceptance to UCLA by highlighting his MB1s, right? And even though Lavar said, no, it's a family business, he's not getting paid. He just have a shoe in his name. But they didn't like that. We already know the greedy oligarchs of the collegiate sports, right? So we already know how that situation ended up. Okay, that's who UCLA really coveted. So it was already planned that Lonzo, Liangelo, and LaMelo, right? So Liangelo was second, even though Liangelo was a high school standout in scoring. UCLA really coveted LaMelo. And what happened with Liangelo in that incident, then that turned away LaMelo, of course. And that's why you heard Lavar say UCLA would never get LaMelo. They screwed that up. They regret that. You follow what I'm saying? And then, you know, slowly after that, people quit. Some people got fired and things of that nature, but that's a whole nother story. So that's what I believe Liangelo's scholarship full ride to UCLA was based on what Lonzo did, somewhat what he did, because he was only a 3-star recruit. So he wasn't even a 4-star. And we already know Lonzo was 5-star and LaMelo was 5-star until they tried to jerk him around. You know, once he went overseas and they stripped him from his ranking. But yeah, he was a sandwich brother. And that's what I believe that happened. That's why they did him, I believe, the way they did him, right? Because they wanted to, even though it backfired, they just wanted to hold on to him and make sure LaMelo accept his, honor his commitment to UCLA, even though LaMelo committed in the, I think, junior high. Not junior high, as a junior. He wasn't even a senior. He committed as a junior. So he was about, 15 years old? You know what I'm saying? When he committed to UCLA. So, yeah, that has a lot to do with Liangelo being there. And since he wasn't a high recruit, he was a 3-star recruit, they felt that they can, do that to him. Because, if he was a number one, like a 5-star recruit, even though the China incident happened, they probably would have suspended him maybe 1 game, maybe 2, which is kind of irrelevant because those 1 or 2 games, they're going to play some cupcakes. You know what I'm saying? Most likely, they're going to play some cupcakes. And then after that, he'll be able to ride the rest of the season out. And that's 28 games? That's 28 games. So missing 2 games, that wouldn't be bad. And then you play out the 28 games, and we'll see what his career would have been as far as that. But by him being a 3-star recruit, they did him the way they did him.
Okay. Then my next question was, I think their next stop was Lithuania, if I'm not correct, Liangelo and LaMelo. How, if anything, with him being a 3-star recruit, so let's say college teams had tapes on him. I don't know if the NBA did because I don't know that process, but how do you think that it helped him in Lithuania? Like, how do you think? Because by then, pro teams are probably looking at them because they were considered to be pros at that point. How do you think, specifically when it came to Liangelo, did pro teams look at him?
Well, one thing about it, I think Liangelo got paid, but the pay was shaky. According to Liangelo, they didn't really pay him right. And LaMelo, I don't think he got anything. LaMelo didn't get no proceeds from that. He just was being taken care of by the family while he was over there because they didn't want to mess up his eligibility. They just want to put him and Jello together so that when they do get on the court, they kind of have some chemistry. You follow what I'm saying? Because when you go overseas to play, you're playing with professionals, but those professionals play to eat. You know what I'm saying? They ain't over there just chilling. They playing to eat because that pay scale ain't the same like it is in America. That's why they play as hard as they play. And so both of them going over there as teenagers, they probably, had to be together to have each other back and things of that nature while they play with amongst grown men on their team and against them. Now, as far as professional scouts scouting them, that part I don't really know. I just know they had their eyes on LaMelo, probably more so than Liangelo, even though Liangelo played better. You feel me? Liangelo played much better over there than LaMelo because it seemed like LaMelo didn't really want to be there, but LaMelo was the prodigy. You know what I mean? He was a prodigy. So wherever he went, eyes was going to go on LaMelo regardless. And so if you got LaMelo and Liangelo, because that's what happened with me. I didn't really know much about Liangelo. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But I knew this kid was phenomenal, LaMelo. This is a 92-point kid. And you know what I'm saying? And he points and shoot and do all kind of funny antics out there on the court. You follow what I'm saying? He played without a care. I want to see what he was going to do. This 16-year-old phenom. You know what I'm saying? What he's going to do in Italy. The youngest ever American-born basketball player to play in a professional league. Did you hear that? That's in the Guinness Book of World Record. LaMelo is the youngest ever American-born basketball player to play in a professional league. So he was 15 turning 16. So I more so wanted to see what he was going to do. And then by him being there, I caught Jello. And I was like, oh shit, this dude is good. You follow what I'm saying? So I start looking at Jello because it seemed like they was giving Jello more playing time that they was giving Melo. Melo seemed like he was just there just to finish out his tenure and hopefully Liangelo get drafted and then he out. Because that's basically what it was. showcase for Liangelo. You know what I'm saying? And it really didn't happen that way. So they all packed up and they left. You know what I mean? And it was very disrespectful to LaMelo, who was a high school phenom. So I guess they felt that, you know, to some degree they was better, or they didn't want these guys coming over from America taking their shine, even though there was the stinkiest team in that league. That Vitalis team was the stinkiest team. It was the worst team. And that was by design. They wanted to go to the worst team. So if they can elevate the worst team to a respectable position, then that would be commended. But that coach wasn't having it. See, that coach over there was so messed up in the head, he'd rather be 0-17 than let these Ball brothers play and take over the Lithuania team, because when they did play, it was like a rock star atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? You had reporters over there trying to date Liangelo. Like, lady, do your job. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And then last question. Now we fast forward to where we see Liangelo right now in the situation, whether it be good, bad, or in between. With that being said, you know, the process, it's a reason why I asked them two questions. First, do you think it was a good idea for him just to stay not behind? Because I'm not saying Liangelo stay behind, but to stay in the shadow of LaMelo. Should he have? I understand the opportunity he was given with the Hornets and everything, but do you think he should have just, you know, thought about it? Because I know he was injured and he got better, you know, he got healthier. But do you think at that point in time he should have been like, okay, this is my brother's success, and no matter how successful my brother is, there is issues via the media and how people view him, that it's going to take him a while to probably get me in to where I need to be? Because even now with his All-Star and his Rookie of the Year, there, you know, people are still thinking the same thing, you know, about him. You know, being a man, that he's selfish, he's spoiled, he's immature. So is it smart of Liangelo to still kind of sit around and wait and hope that the Hornets acquiesce to his needs and his wants?
Well, first of all, the Hornets definitely going to acquiesce to his needs and his wants. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, come on now. If we say LaMelo is who he is, right? And we not only say LaMelo is who he is, but believe LaMelo is who he is, right? And that came straight from his dad, Lavar, that he's a golden child. He's a chosen one. You know what I'm saying? He's that dude to come down and kick open the doors, right? Kick down the doors. So if that's the case, then even though Liangelo had to go a different route based on the China fiasco, that was Liangelo's executive decision. But Lonzo and LaMelo, they went the course according to the plan. It was only Liangelo who deviated from that. And let me say that again. It was only Liangelo who deviated from that. But according to Lavar, this is what he told me, from that aspect of Liangelo doing that, he made the brand global. He didn't say Lonzo did. He said Liangelo made the brand global. He met people that he would never have met before, and they basically are set for life, whether they dribble another basketball or not. Based on that incident in China. You know what I'm saying? Because it became an international episode. And from that international episode, it brought international eyes towards the Big Baller brand and his boys. So that even helped Liangelo and LaMelo to come out of that UCLA portal to play overseas, because they was familiar with it. It was news all overseas, just like it was news here in America. You follow what I'm saying? So by Liangelo not playing basketball, it wasn't that he didn't want to play. The dude had a bum ankle. Remember, he had surgery on it in the offseason. When he came back from, I think, the JBA World Tour, he had surgery on it. So teams that called him, he couldn't do anything because he was on crutches. So that was his own opportunity, right? That was Liangelo's own opportunity. It had nothing to do with Lonzo, had nothing to do with LaMelo, because you know what I'm saying? LaMelo was at Spire, I think, at the time. So by him having his surgery, that's a whole year he had to sit out with rehab and everything else. And whoever was calling, whether it was overseas or teams in the United States, he couldn't do anything. So that's why as soon as his ankle did heal, he got called up by Troy Weaver for the Oklahoma City Blue, right? Remember that, right? Of course, we know what happened there. Then he get called up by Troy Weaver again. Now listen, see, this is why I tell you, do not listen to these guys. Be careful who you consider your king, because a lot of these emperors have no clothes. He got called up twice by a man who was studious in evaluating talent. He was over there with Sam Pressey in Oklahoma City. He was his right-hand man for years, bringing in talent, right? Signing talent, convincing guys and things of that nature. Then he went over to Detroit as a general manager. He got a promotion, and he still called Liangelo again. And Liangelo hurt his fucking ankle again. Dwayne Casey made the call. He told, hey, Casey, it's your call. He said, well, we're going to have to just let him go because we don't have a G League. Our G League is defunct. You know what I'm saying? The Grand Rapids, they defunct. So we're not having no G League. So what we're going to do with them? We can't do nothing with them. We might as well develop the players that we have, and especially with Killian Hayes, who looks like he's behind the 8 ball. So we got to pay way more attention to him because he's our #1 draft pick. What, first round 7 pick? So that went down by the wayside. But this keep that in mind, Stream. Now listen, I have no agenda here. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna tell you up front. I'm gonna tell you that they won't tell you. I have no agenda. I don't get nothing from this. Only thing I get out of this is time that I will never get back. That's it, just like y'all. He got called up by, go look up who Troy Weaver is, if you don't believe me. Just go look him up and look at his accolades. He got called up once by him, okay. Then we already know COVID happened. Then he comes back around to get a promotion. Troy Weaver gets a promotion for the Detroit Pistons and called him up again. Jello, let's go, man. I'm in Detroit. Let's roll. They put up billboards and everything for Jello in Detroit. You feel me? He hurt his freaking ankle, man. Damn, he hurt his freaking ankle. He's done. We got to move on. We can't put him in our G League because we don't have a G League. So word on the streets is Liangelo got a bum ankle. So why try to pick him up? Anybody? Why would anybody pick up somebody with a bum ankle, undrafted? You know what I'm saying? This is where I can agree with FYF to some degree. There was no investment in him, so we don't have to keep him. It don't cost us nothing. Let him go. Until the Charlotte Hornet thing came. His ankle's good. He's practicing, just messing around, busting LaMelo ass up on the one-on-one. For those who didn't know, shooting. Everybody else getting involved. They play 3-on-3. They play 5-on-5. And guess what? Some of the scouts and trainers start noticing. Word gets to JB. JB said, hold on, man. You stay. LaMelo went back to California, but you stay. We need to see more of you. And the rest is folklore. Or as we say, it's history. And that's how he gets on with the Greensboro Swarm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not the Greensboro Swarm. I take it back. The Summer League. Then the Greensboro Swarm. And it got to the point. Now, listen to this now. Everybody has recency bias, right? Because they forget all about Mitty calling Liangelo Jello. They forget all about that. See, they so stuck on LaMelo. LaMelo, that's their shrine. That's their shrine. You know it. Everybody know it. That's their shrine. LaMelo is their shrine. Okay. So they all googly-eyed over Melo, and they ain't got time for Jello now. But they forgot that Mitty called him Jello. Same name his daddy called him. He didn't say call him Liangelo. He said, I call him Jello. So there's some familiarity there. Okay. Now, the way these good old boys do it, you know, they have their own method, their own process on how they feel they, you know, bring up their talent and what they think success is and things of that nature. I don't know. I'm not from that area. I'm from the West Coast. Follow what I'm saying? So they have their own process of what they want to do and how they want to do it with Liangelo. Keep in mind, see, this is what's disturbing to me, because a lot of us forget, Purple Baby, that Mitty is the voice of the Charlotte Hornets. And Mitty constantly said in the past, not so much now, but in the past, that we want to take this process slow. We want to make sure we get it right. There's no timetable on what we consider success. We just want to make sure we develop our talent, you know what I'm saying, and move forward. But what happened was LaMelo, La France Ball speeded up the process. That threw everybody in a tangent. Because now the people of Charlotte, the fans of Charlotte, got a taste of this young whiz kid, and they made the playing game without their $120 million man. Right? Then the next year, same thing happened. He got Rookie of the Year, Breakthrough Athlete of the Year. So Charlotte have a shrine. They have something that they can hang their hat on. We got LaMelo. So that almost, listen to me now. I know y'all like to put words in people's mouth and go run around on some stream and put a different narrative up there. That almost made people of Buzz City forget about the horrendous contract with Gordon Hayward. Almost. All that mellow. All that yellow mellow. Yellow mellow. Almost made them forget the Gordon Hayward bad contract. The only reason why that bad contract keeps seeping up into our minds, into our thoughts, is because Charlotte cannot get past the play-in game. Coming into last season, nearly the identical same thing happened down the stretch. The $120 man was not to be found. Miles, Melo, the rest of the crew, crawling to get to the play-in game. They make it by the whiskers on their chin. Come and had to play ice tray. So, with all that said, they felt they need a new voice in the locker room, because apparently JB lost the locker room. Right? He lost the locker room. They thought they had Kenny. They was flirting with Dan and Tony. Now they got Kenny. Kenny said, nah, I'll take that back. Scratch your dirty back neck. Remember that game? He made Mike and his organization scratch their dirty black neck. You thought you had me. No, you didn't. Psych. Now scratch your dirty black neck. And he went on back to the Bay Area. So they got to call Cliffy. Now listen to this. Cliffy, to some degree, had him by the balls, right? We know Cliffy was a assistant coach. I'm quite sure he wanted to get back into the NBA as a head coach. But the people that fired him, the people that hired him, fired him. Now they want to hire him again. Now listen to this, guys. And my conclusion, Purple Baby, listen to this. Now, in business, you guys remember this, in business, when you hire somebody, it's basically a guess. Why is it a guess? Because you look at their resume and you get a little, you get a few referrals and people to kind of vouch for them a little bit. You make a few phone calls, but it's still a guess. You don't know how they're gonna perform in your environment. So when you hire somebody, it's a guess. But when you fire somebody, it's a no. When I hire you, I guess. When I fire you, I know. So they hired him, guess. Fired him, I know. Hiring him again. Is it a guess? Or is it a we know? I believe it's more so we know. We know Cliff can command the locker room. We know Cliff is smart enough to talk to the players. There's no language barrier, nothing to that nature. Cliff is a good old boy like us, and he could be a really good liaison between the organization and the players. Whereas I don't believe JB was an efficient liaison between the players and the organization. I believe Cliffy is a better liaison. So what do LaMelo want? LaMelo wants the keys. LaMelo wants his jersey. He got 2 of the 3. The last demand LaMelo wants is play with his bro. So everybody running around talking about LaMelo got the number 1. He got the number 1. He got the number 1. He got the number 1. But they don't want to talk about he wants to play with his bro. You feel me, Flight?
Yeah, I think that's crazy that they're not discussing that. Of course he wants to play with his brother, and I think obviously it's going to happen, but I think these are some hurdles that's going to have to occur. I believe one day that all 3 of them will play together. It's just a matter of time. Just like Lavar Ball said, whether it's this year, next year, 4 years, 5 years, at some point everybody's going to get a chance to see them play together. And I believe that, So what you think, Purple Baby?
No, it was just something else popped in my head too. Let's say you weren't, because I don't know if this was a rumor or if it was true, but if I remember correctly, it was a little bit of both. Let's say they didn't know what kind of player they were getting in LaMelo. Charlotte didn't. Yes, they sent their scouts out, but they just wasn't sure what he was, even with the workouts. Because I do remember, I think Mitch gave him a compliment and said he shot a lot better than what he thought he was going to shoot within his workouts. My question then, if we could go past year 1, let's go into year 2. After you kind of seen what you needed to see from him, even though there's still more things to see because he's young, I would think, and this is how I've always thought, to me, I immediately seen LaMelo as a defender. I felt like he was bad at it. I felt like the strongest part of his game outside of his passing was shooting threes, but that's because he grew up doing it a lot. And I thought another weak point was him shooting from the mid-range. So my question is, how did, at the end of the day, because y'all got to remember, Terry just got read up last season. I'm not saying Terry Rozier does not help him in a way to stabilize his scoring until to give them not a stabilized score, but a more consistent score, somebody to depend on. But I'm saying his defense did get better. But to me, I would have put, like, if a Malcolm Brogdon was available in year 2, that's what I would much rather let him start with. Because even with Gordon Hayward, he's not an all-team defender or, a good individual defender. He's not terrible, but he's just not really known for his defensive skill. Like, I just feel like, yeah, he needs to get better on defense, but I don't think they helped him supply the correct talent around him as far as his weakness. What do y'all think his weakness is? What do y'all think about that?
About Liangelo's weaknesses?
No, LaMelo's.
Right. Oh, you feel like the team is not covering up his weaknesses defensively?
Just in general, like Terry Rozier, and I don't hate him, but let's say he's a good 3-level scorer, right? I even give it to Gordon Hayward. As much as I don't like him, he's a good 3-level scorer. But if you knew within, especially after the first season and a half, because to me it wasn't really a full season, but whatever. But he had defensive issues. My question is, especially with the draft, like even with Miles shows some weaknesses in his game, although young. Both of those guys still being young. Why didn't you say, okay, we can still re-sign Terry. If Terry don't want to re-sign for this amount of money, let me go find a more sound defender at the 2 that's kind of like a 3-and-D guy that can shoot, because, yes, I want LaMelo to get better on defense, and I need Miles Bridges, prior to his troubles, to be a better three-point shooter, and LaMelo to not take as many threes. He can still take his threes, but I need LaMelo to be a better mid-range guy. Why didn't you go out there to go find somebody that fit those priorities? You know, especially if you said you didn't know much about him prior to drafting him.
Right. I mean, like I said, that's a whole lot, to unpack. But I agree with you. I think maybe they could have went in a different direction from Terry Rose. Yeah, they did pay him, a nice little contract, but I think that contract could be moved. I think the Hornets got a lot of options, that people may not believe. I think they got enough pieces to acquire an all-star. So just be on the lookout for the Hornets to possibly still make a move, before the season starts. But defensively, yeah, they could obviously put some people around him. I don't think LaMelo is a liability defensively. I don't think teams are hunting LaMelo Ball down. I don't think any of that is going on. But I think so. I think LaMelo's going to eventually grow into a better defender. Will he be a Lonzo, a guy that picking up people 94 feet? I don't think so. But I think he'll be a guy that can play the passing lanes and at least stay in front of his defender. It's crazy. It's tough. The Hornets, they got a lot of things to do, to get themselves on track to get seriously competitive out here. But just give them time. This is a big season coming up, but I think the Hornets are going to make a move. For some's telling me that they're not done. Something's going to happen because they haven't done anything yet.
I didn't get on the stream that night, but another question I have was some of the questions that still remains in LaMelo's game. How does Donovan Mitchell help him with answer some of the questions within his offensive game?
Well, I mean, it gives them another guy that can score, another All-Star. I mean, Donovan Mitchell makes the Charlotte Hornets a better team than they are without him. That's just all I can say. Would you like for them to acquire a different star? Of course, but who would you rather have, Turner or this guy? I know that Turner is probably maybe a glaring need, but would you rather have Miles Turner or Donovan Mitchell?
I mean, it's easy to say Donovan Mitchell, but the thing is, both him and Rozier are bad defenders. And I do believe LaMelo will come into this season being a much better defender than last season. I just feel like it's just something missing still.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be done though. I think if you acquire Donovan Mitchell, you acquire LaMelo. You still got LaMelo Ball. I think you are like attracting free agents to come to Charlotte. Believe it or not, you got two. Hopefully they would. I think that's what the Hornets. If they make a move for Donovan Mitchell, I think that's the direction they would be going in. Like literally going into the luxury tax. I guess Jordan is going to trick us all, and then possibly get another third superstar in there. I think so if they were to go that route. They still hopefully have some cap space. I know they have some money, but they could move some contracts around. But it's tough. I think you still stay competitive in the Eastern Conference if you make the move. I'm not saying you do it. I'm not pushing down the horn for them to make that trade happen, but he's the superstar that's available. I think the Hornets could swoop in and get him. Could they swoop in and get Durant? You don't know what the hell is going to happen. So let's see. What's good? No panic.
What's up?
What's good? What's your thoughts on some of these conversations we're having?
I mean, shit. I already said they should blow it up with Charlotte.
Do you think they should tank?
Yeah, because I mean, you ain't gonna find no. It's like if you got to trade away Gordon Hayward. That's first. But you ain't gonna get much off of him. So you either got to throw a first round pick or something with him just to get decent returns. Terry Rozier, like, you can keep him, but he need to come off the bench. He ain't gonna do that, so you got to get rid of him. Don't know what's going on with Miles Bridges. Plumlee at the center, he ain't no rim protector. Like, there ain't really no moves you can make because you go get Donovan Mitchell. He pulled on the perimeter defensively. So now you really need a rim protector behind him, but you don't got. You go make a move for Miles Turner. He don't move the needle enough to be to win a championship or even get close to winning a championship, especially in the East. So you're like, I mean, you got to blow it up and tank. I mean, I know they don't want to call it tanking because they don't want to just say, "Oh, we losing," but I mean, shit, give the keys to Melo fully. Put some players around them where they can shoot. They play defense around them and see we go from there.
Good point. We're gonna see how it's gonna work out. Salute to Basil. Basil says nobody wants Gordon. Y'all keep saying trade him. You can't. Do you think Gordon's contract is tradable? I mean, you obviously might have to put a young player on it, a first round pick, but it could be moved. What you think?
Of course. Because at the end of the day, we may think Gordon Hayward. I just feel like he don't fit the Hornets timeline. I feel like he impede the basketball moving around like Melo want to do. I feel like he's just getting in the way. So the Hornets may not value him enough. But I mean, you put him on a team like the Lakers that come off the bench. You don't think the Lakers will take him? They might not give up a first round pick, but they'll give up a second round pick, take his contract in, if they can move out Russ at least.
And I wanted to say to that too. Like, I think whoever takes Gordon and Terry Rozier, honestly, it's gonna be a team that's in the playoffs, like, or a playoff contending team. You know, that just need, especially due to injury, a guy just to come out off the bench and give him stable scoring and stuff like that. That which is hard to sell to them because most of those teams are going to be over the cap. So it's hard to give them Gordon Hayward, especially with a 15% trade kicker. They're going to be unwilling to do that. And teams like Houston and I was about to say Miami, Houston and OKC, Orlando, and it's one more team that I'm thinking about. Oh, in Detroit. I know there was some a trade report that came up during draft time that Gordon was supposed to go to Detroit. I'm kind of a little bit lost with that deal, but I wouldn't see any reason why Detroit would want Gordon Hayward. What is going on?
Go point, Purple Baby. Gordon Hayward definitely could find himself a new destination. I think it could happen sooner than later. You know, the Hornets gonna make some moves. Since you seem like you're not an advocate for Donovan Mitchell, so Purple Baby, what should the Hornets do to retool this roster?
To me,
give us the outline.
Is Dex still here?
Of course.
Oh, what is going on? It's not that I'm not an advocate for him, but take LaMelo's, because some people believe LaMelo wasn't that bad, and I'm one of those people last year on defense, right? To me, I can understand how Donovan Mitchell helps you offensively, and the first thing I can think about is they're going to have to be a team, if they could get Donovan Mitchell on a nightly basis, that's going to have to always outscore their opponent, because they're just not going to be a real good defensive team. Because I don't believe for a second that a guy like Jalen McDaniels has any defensive abilities at all. Kelly Oubre, I mean, people say he is, but I don't have much faith. So it's just like they're going to be a really good offensive team like they were last year, but they're going to be but on defense. And I feel like it is easy to teach a guy to defend, but it's also about effort and them wanting to. And I just don't see Donovan Mitchell really buying into that especially if he had success in Utah without really having to play defense. Like he can see, like, I don't have to play defense to get to the playoffs or to get to the next round. When I was on the team in Utah, that because of my offensive talent and some of my other teammates around me, like we got there without it. Why can't I go to this team with a much better point guard? Because Mike Conley is just older, that's all. But with a much offensively talented point guard, why can't I just go over here and do the same thing?
Man, I mean, good point. Good point, Marvin. What's good, Marvin? I know you've been taking this all in.
Yeah, I've just been listening. I'm just gonna chime in a second. I just finished up on something. I got to get back in something else. But I just say, why would you? I mean, it's just a question. Nobody's take on it or anything. I'm just asking. I would ask this to the Hornets. Why would you bring in a Donovan Mitchell to put yourself over the luxury tax in a case where he's not going to move the needle for you? Meaning, I wouldn't do it simply because, to me, it just doesn't make sense. I say the best route is to just tear it down and build it back. You can get rid of these. Yeah, you tear it down, you build it back, you give yourself a chance to build around Melo, and you're already not a real good team, so it's not like you're going to be losing much. So I just say it's best, to me, I would just say the better thing to do is just tear it down and start back over, man.
How would people feel? How would people feel if the Hornets tank this season? Which I don't think is going to be the case. But
I mean, I don't think I don't think too many people will be upset about it. Like, I mean, realistically, how far can they go in the playoffs? Think about it. I mean, really, even if they got Donovan Mitchell, and that's hard to say on any team. They just not built. Donovan Mitchell will not move the needle for those guys. He's not enough.
I think he can move the needle in Miami though, because of the
another team built around. This team, he's just. I mean, if they want to start doing something to win, they need a veteran center. If you're talking about winning now, you need a veteran center. You can't come in with a rookie center and then bring Donovan Mitchell in and think you're going to be heavy in the playoffs. It's not going to work. So I just say that, I believe that's their route too. That's why they're not making any moves in the offseason. It's another reason why they're not talking much. They trying to get these contracts off of the books. If they do that, I mean, it's still their own fault. You know, they sign these guys. I mean, it's not just him. Montrezl Harrell's contract is not real attractive either.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I know the piece that's needed, but that contract is too high for that team. So I just say the best playing to me, tear it down, man. You know, you can play a season and don't look like you think it. Yeah, I agree with that totally.
No, I said I don't agree with that.
Let me ask you a question. You say what you say, bring in Donovan Mitchell and then be three games over 500?
No, you got Terry Rozier. Right. You don't need Donovan Mitchell. You got Terry Rozier. Right. If you bring in Donovan Mitchell, if
you're not bringing in Donovan, then I agree with you. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you don't bring in Donovan. Just ride it out with Terry.
Just ride it out.
But I think Gordon Hayward contract is going to die with Charlotte. I really believe it. Unless he accepts the buyout. I think he's being very stubborn about this contract he got with Charlotte. And you know what? I'm kind of questioning Gordon Hayward's winning mentality, because why would you, I know you're getting $30 million, but you're going to get that even if you get traded. But what he's worried about is once that contract expires, he's going to just be a veteran minimum player.
Yeah. And he knows that. Because so he's gonna ride that contract till he's gonna get all.
It ain't gonna be a veterans minimum. He's gonna go to another young team and get a decent contract.
Nah, that's over with. That's over with. So. That's his third contract. That's over with.
I think his injury stopped that. Put a dent in that. Like,
and his age. His injury is his age. But see, like, you have to look at it like this, right? If Gordon Hayward will entertain, like if it was rumors coming out that Gordon Hayward wants to be traded to a competing team, I think a lot of competing teams will jump on that.
If he waves that kicker.
You follow what I'm saying? But the thing of it is, he don't want to be on no competing team. He don't give a damn about no ring. He ain't look at the NBA like that. You know what I'm saying? Just give me my money, man, and whatever happens, happens.
Who's talking about?
Gordon Hayward.
Going Hayward. Oh,
Yeah, he just going to just ride it out into the sunset until there's no more. And maybe on a veteran minimum, he probably go play for a team that he might can fetch a ring. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he want that pressure on him right now, because if he goes to a competing team or contending team with 30 million hanging on his neck, they're gonna be on his fanny about his play. But if you go as a veteran minimum, okay, you know, we get what we get. You know, he'd be one of them DeAndre Jordans, Blake Griffins, Carmelo Anthony. You know, a star that's in obscurity, just, you know, getting a few buckets here or there, and the crowd cheer you on, ready to offer you your rocking chair on the way out. That's what I think he wants, because there's no way after those second season with the Charlotte Hornets that I would want to be on that team, man. What is, you know what I mean? What is attaching you to Charlotte except your contract? You don't jail with them youngsters, right? There's really not nobody there that you can relate to except Mitch. And Mitch is an old man. You couldn't really relate to JD, because I watched you and I watched how you interact with JB. There's none. There was none. Okay, none. So what attracting you? It's only probably because he wants the money. After the second year, if Gordon Hayward was that competitor that we thought he was coming to Charlotte, he would be asking for hours. Look, man, I can't do this with these kids. You know what I mean? They dancing around, they throwing water on the coach. I can't do this.
It's almost like Charlotte's a security blanket for him.
Yep. Him and Terry Rozier.
no, I see. I think Rozier kind of like. I think he naturally like to be around that younger energy and Melo and all them. But Gordon Hayward, I agree. Like I don't think he want to be there. I think he just more so like a contract thing, and he choose to go there, and he ain't about to just be like, okay, bum, I'm gonna let y'all buy me out. Cause in his mind, like I could just sit down, just like John Wall did, and just collect my entire 30 million instead of being bought out for maybe 15, 20 million. So it's like they kind of stuck. And like I say, like Melo ain't at the point of his career now where people are putting pressure on him to win. That's a good thing for Charlotte, because it's like the fan base ain't looking at Melo right now and saying, "Oh, we need the playoffs and we need to win." They're looking at Melo like, "Okay, we just want to see you play. Like you're a superstar," and a lot of fans are maybe not in the NBA like team circles or whatnot, but like to most fans, they look at Melo like a superstar. So like at this point, ain't nothing wrong with tanking. Like the Charlotte's fan base ain't gonna care.
I got a two-part question.
Well,
quick. You can go ahead.
Go ahead, Purple.
No, you go first.
Okay, yeah, because mine was quick. And I want to go back to that point where I was saying about tanking. I don't mean it in tanking. I mean it in just running back with the team you have. You're going to get what you're going to get out of this team. You already seen it from last year and years past. What I disagree on is trying to bring anything in there. I don't spend no extra money. I let them run as they sit, and we let these contracts run off. Then you start building. Now, I'm not saying that's attractive to Liangelo, to LaMelo, but that's the route to go. I believe that's the best route to go. Because if you start bringing some long-term big money contracts in there, that's not going to work. It ain't going to do nothing but just hamper the situation worse. No, so I say running with who, like in kind of like what Dick said. I'm just totally against bringing in a Donovan Mitchell or anybody of stature. It's just not the time to do it. I don't believe that. Go ahead, Purple.
My question was, have we ever seen, because I can't remember one off top, but have we ever seen a situation where Charlotte with LaMelo Ball, like in terms of putting the right pieces for his strengths and his weaknesses around him? Have we ever, because I don't even think Chicago was like that with Derrick Rose. I know Washington was pretty inept with John Wall, but other than that, I don't remember any other situations this bad.
No. Well, you know what? It was just an unfortunate situation that he got drafted by Charlotte. He came into an organization that I don't even know if they was ready for him. I mean, and that might be a true statement. They just didn't seem ready for superstardom. They wanted to stay with the Gordon Haywards and the Terry Roziers. That was big enough for them. I
Now,
really
Charlotte
believe
didn't had
that.
Go
I'm
ahead,
sorry, go ahead.
I'll be
No,
back
go
in
ahead.
like 20 minutes.
No, like I don't think Charlotte had a plan. Even I think Charlotte start their plan, whatever plan they had. I think it died like the season before Kemba Walker's talk started happening when they was like, okay, we gonna pay him or not. I think when that happened, that put them in a position where it's like, okay, well, we can't just keep doing the same thing over and over because we don't want to pay him top money because he ain't moving the needle. But at the same time, like we don't want to lose him for nothing. So that's when they've been like, okay, we gonna get Terry Rozier, which Terry Rozier ain't really never been that dude. He been showing flashes of being a good player in Boston, but remember, he been like coming off the bench, like not only behind Kyrie, but behind Jalen, behind Jason, behind a lot of players in Boston. So he had one out. He already been disgruntled. Hornets thought, okay, well, let's give the money to Rozier, a young player that showed flashes. Then when they get him, they realize like he was doing exactly what he should have been doing in Charlotte that he been doing in Boston, which is coming off the bench. And that's how Terry Rozier been playing good with Boston. So when you get that, then it's like, okay, well, boom, we add a couple of players to get Miles Bridges in the draft. Like he been showing a couple of flashes. Then they had a number 3 pick and they been like, okay, they ain't know if they been getting Melo or the other two that going 1 and 2 or whatever. So it's like, okay, boom, they got a number 3 pick. We finally get Gordon Hayward because we've been trying to get him for the past couple of years in here. We finally get him, even though it's been too late to get him because he ain't the same player. It's like now you got him in there, you got Rozier in there, and them your starters now. Then you bring in LaMelo in there, and in your mind, we got a pretty decent team on paper. But then what it is, I think they plan that they don't have a plan right now. They just like how you saying they should let the contracts fall up the books. I agree with you at the fact that they shouldn't bring nothing big in, but I also don't feel like they should just let the contracts fall off. I think they should at least get some, even if it's just a 2nd round pick for Gordon Hayward. They should at least try to get some type of assets to where they can build a team, and maybe by the time Melo get in this for 6th season, it's like, okay, now we can put a package together and go get a bigger player or a player that can move the needle on a team that they done built. I mean, it's unfortunate what happened with the Miles Bridges situation, but
is it realistic to you that they can move those contracts? And I mean, even us, and we ain't the execs of another NBA team. We don't want them. We don't want them to come to the park with us. Think about it. I mean, they in a quagmire, man. You know, I believe they had a vision. I do believe they had a vision. Because just this past season, didn't they get Montrezl Harrell at the trade deadline last year?
Yeah, but I feel like Charlotte just getting players that willing to come.
I mean, but they thought they could do something. I mean, they're not going to give him that contract, figuring they're just not going to do anything. They did make the playoffs.
Okay,
so I think they had a vision, but I just don't know if it was clear to them how well that vision would carry out. Okay. You know, and then when the moves fell through, they just felt like, okay, forget it. You know, I'm not saying that they gave up, but I mean, it just didn't work out, man. You know, and I hate to say that, but they didn't, man. You know?
It's like Montrezl Harrell is a good pickup, but I mean, Montrezl Harrell played his best when he went to Clippers, and that been coming off the bench, where he could have put his offense together against a backup center or a backup 4 and all that. So it's like when you bring him into Charlotte, it's like, how do he fit with Miller? Like Purple been saying, like they really ain't building the team around Melo. They kind of building the team around Rozier and Gordon Hayward, and Melo just kind of, well, we gonna put him around him. I don't think I said.
I mean, was Montrezl Harrell, was he a fit with Melo? I think we can all say we really can't tell. I guess he was.
Can't really tell. I
the
mean,
team he is a fit with Melo. That thing, he's a rolling big man. He's an energy big. Of course, he's a big. It's just the team is so out of whack. You can't even tell what actually works. Because we're talking about who's a fit with Melo. Melo's not even the primary player on the team right now. It don't even look like they're building around him. So I wouldn't even ask that.
Yeah, it's hard to look around the league, find a good player, and say he would work with Charlotte. And this is the only team I believe is in the league that's like this. I mean, it's hard to pinpoint what you can get to put this team over the top. I know it's multiple pieces.
Well, Marvin,
but I don't even,
honestly, it's really not that difficult. It's just that they ain't pursued it. But no, but that's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean,
it's really not that difficult because
starting with you. What would you do? Tell me.
I'm going to get a big man who can rim run and protect the rim. Simple as that. That's it.
You're going to put yourself in
not difficult at all.
But that's just one player.
I don't listen. I don't know if they're going to put them in a luxury tax. I don't know who's out there that fits their financial plan. I don't know. But all I'm saying is that's what they need.
Well, yeah, that's what they need. I agree with that.
I don't even care if it's signing, Marvin. I could trade for them. They have plenty of players that were able to be traded, and they just holding on to them for lack of a better term, stupid ass reasons. They've been holding on to these players, bro. And there's no way you can't explain to me why they were holding on to any of these players for this long. They just have faith. It's like one man's trash is another man's treasure. They have faith that their trash is going to turn into diamonds one day. And it's just like, no, bro, go get rid of the trash. Throw it out. What are you doing?
In their sign, Rico, that's the point. Listen, that's what's so devastating and wacky about this. Those guys are signed. So no team have to sign them. Just trade, and they're there for a year, 2, 3 years.
Guys.
You know what I'm saying?
Guys, shout out to the panel. Shout out to everybody.
Oh, shout out to A1.
What up, A1?
Hey, man. We're arguing. I mean, nobody's arguing. You guys are saying all facts. Everybody's right. But the fact is, with all things being equal, nobody's coming to Charlotte.
No.
They're going to have to build through the draft, and hopefully those guys can
No, you need to explain why nobody's coming to Charlotte.
Hopefully those guys can develop, over their first couple of years, and then the last 3 years they're rolling. They're gonna have to.
But A1, why nobody's coming to Charlotte?
See when they had.
I got a good reason.
And all those guys, they're gonna have to pull one of those, but nobody's gonna say, "Hey, damn, I got Chicago, damn, I got Denver, and I got Charlotte, all offering me 4 years, $80 million." They're not going to Charlotte.
I mean, Dex.
Why? That's what I'm asking you. I want to A1 say why they're not going to Charlotte.
If I was getting recruited college, Charlotte's the town. College town, Charlotte's the spot. But as a grown ass professional, I don't want to be in Charlotte.
Gotcha.
It's just not attractive, man.
Can I add on to that?
I'm not in the league.
I play baseball out there, Dex, and it's beautiful. I played Tobacco Row. I played in the not Appalachian League, the Carolina League. So I was up and down. That's where we stay. I played for the Carolina Mudcats.
You was up there in Hickory,
right there.
Hickory, North Carolina.
We party all up and down there. We party. You know exactly where I was. So yeah, it's fun for those college kids, man. But grown-ups, nah.
Well, I just want to say they haven't made the initial steps to make themselves an attractive market in the first place. I get the whole it's Charlotte. There's a bunch of towns in the NBA who have teams that's don't really want to play there. Utah. It's Utah, bro. Nobody want to play in Utah. But what I will say is there's ways to bypass that. You got to establish a culture. You got to start doing things. You got to look like a positive team.
But look,
that's what Brooklyn just did that to acquire KD and Kyrie. They made Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jared Allen. They made that team. D'Angelo Russell, all of them. They made that team look nice. They made the playoffs. Then stars wanted to go there.
But they destroyed their whole deal when they brought in Kyrie and KD.
No, I agree with that. But I'm just saying, in order to get the stars initially, you have to make yourself look attractive. You have to look like an organization that's well run.
And Dex, I just want to say this to Dex. How often, Dex, do you say good old boys about Charlotte? Do you think that's attractive?
Often.
Do you think that's attractive for a rich black young man? I don't think it is.
Of course not. It's not no mistake that the NASCAR Hall of Fame is in Charlotte, North Carolina.
That's right. That's
North
right.
Kakalaki, North Kakalaki, North Kakalaki, North Kakalaki.
I mean, how many of the guys from Charlotte come on this panel and talk about them in that same quiet voice? I mean, we don't live there, so we living outside the bubble. I mean,
Right, but I've been there plenty of times.
Yeah, well, that's
I
what
like
my
3 hours from them,
grandparents were
boy.
from. I used to go down there every year. My family, my grandmother's from there, from Fayetteville.
Man, I gotta go down there. I got a '66 Mustang down there. I gotta go pick up.
Oh, what?
I bought it. I bought it in North Carolina. I bought it a couple of months ago. It's sitting right there. I gotta go pick
66
it up.
Mustang.
Yep. It's
My
in
brother
North
got a
Carolina.
66. My brother got a 66
In Raleigh,
Camaro.
North Carolina.
In condition with the square gear shift and a racing black stripe down the middle of it. 66 Camaro with the hideaway lights.
Oh,
mink
man.
condition with the gold and black mag wheels still on it.
Damn. What you gonna do with that
The
thing?
honeycombs.
What you gonna do with that thing?
My brother, he gonna give it. He's old. I'm the youngest. He say gonna give it to me. I'm like, Gene, shit, you trying to get me killed? Shit, they kill you over that damn car. I mean, it's metal fake, gold and black.
Man, beautiful.
With the scoop on the back.
Right. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. But we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do with this Jello situation. How is he gonna get to Charlotte? What is the roadmap for this young man?
I think right now with that roster, they should say fuck it, play him. If they
A1, man, that's the quote of the day. Man, I was in my mind, but I was afraid to say it because that was going to hammer me.
What else they got to do?
Just play him, man. Play him. That old bum-ass roster they got. Damn, just throw the kid out there. Fuck it. See what they do, right? Just roll the dice.
Hey, wait a minute, guys. It seems like that's what they shooting for anyway. You might as well. Fuck it.
Yeah, man, I was thinking that they won. I said, I ain't gonna say it because they all talking about I'm a fanboy and all. But I'm glad somebody else came out with that.
Nah, bro.
Just play the man. What you got to lose, right?
All the time. Dex teams, like when they know they look at the roster, like, damn, we ain't got much. Let's see what these young guys got.
Yeah, just throw that shit out there.
They're gonna see what they got on their roster. See what these.
Hey, you know how we used to say back in the day, throw it in the air like we just don't care.
Yep.
I mean, and think about that, Dex. They can't even do that right. They can't just say, fuck it, let's play the youngsters. They ain't even doing that right.
So that, because I tell you what, if
they ain't doing that right.
It's revisionist history. I keep saying it's revisionist.
Yeah, because they're not going nowhere. It ain't like they got to continue roster.
No.
If the Lakers had kept those young kids right now, boy, where would they be? Top 4.
Larry Bird.
Coulda, woulda.
They got Larry Bird. That's what you mean. They don't got a contender roster.
They got Larry Bird without the wings.
Who is Larry Bird?
This bird don't even fly.
But I tell you what, y'all better watch out for Melo because that dude might put up some 50-point triple doubles this year because who gonna stop him? Who gonna say what to him?
He got free reign. He got the world. The world is in his hand down there now. Yeah. Now, and that's an attraction that's gonna probably be hard for him to give up, man. Now they're gonna throw the keys to him. They're gonna give him everything. But is he gonna be happy? That's the key. Will he be happy?
The thing is to attract somebody to Charlotte. All right, my man hit it on the nail. You got to build a culture, right? So say if Charlotte went 45-40, man. Those young stars looking at that man.
Wait, 45-40? I don't think that's mathematically possible.
I mean, whatever
that's
it
85
is. 42-40, whatever it is.
Okay, there we
go. With the playing games. With the playing
games. They won
43.
Probably. They won 43 last year.
All right, let's say.
They won 43 last year. A1.
I mean, let's say.
So damn.
I'm just.
Are they pretty?
Bro, that was just, bro. Like that was, you know what I mean? How many times a conference when your 10th seed won 43 games? That don't happen often. The East is very strong. All right, so with that being said, say if they win 50 games with that young roster, those superstars look at them like, man, damn, all right, they one player away.
Yeah,
but when
won
you
50
got
games
when
in
you
that
got a guy putting up 30, 10, and 10, and they losing, they're looking at that situation differently. You know what I'm saying? So they need
But
to, if they wanted to build. Honestly, I don't think they want to keep Melo out because they're doing nothing to show him we want you here.
A1, can I ask you a question?
Crazy. Go ahead.
A1, if you looked at the Western Conference next season, how many teams you think gonna win 50 games?
4 or 5 off top.
4 or 5?
Golden
It's
State.
gonna be tough because they got to play each other. They got to play each other.
Bro,
so somebody
Golden State, Clippers, man.
They used to always do that, Marvin. They used to just
bro.
whip on the East.
Yeah, man. I remember one year it was 50 games all the way to the 6th seed. The 6th seed had 50 wins.
Yeah,
so
I remember one year Carmelo had the 8th seed with like 48 wins.
I see.
Well, that's why it ain't like that no more. He's got competition in the East now.
Can we name them? Can we go through the Western Conference? Because I think they're going to be like 7 deep. I'll be honest.
I mean, I don't see all
bro, like
Phoenix,
you got Golden State,
Phoenix,
you got
that's 4 right
Clippers.
there.
Clippers, man.
The Clippers, Denver.
Man, whoever mama ain't worried about the Clippers, watch. They might be.
That's no panic. That's no panic in the background.
Look, we going. We already named 6, 7 teams.
I got Lakers winning 50 games.
Hey, but no panic. You tell me, read Clippers rosters to us.
I like Denver.
Tell me a better roster.
Denver going off at 16-1. I think I might put a rack on that.
But A1, all of that talk, A1 is predicated on health. We know that, right?
Bro, there was the 8th seed unhealthy.
Yeah, but if they're unhealthy again, they'll be an 8
playing
again.
all bench players.
But if they A1, the reason why I don't that don't move me enough when you say that is because we know teams that play together as a team usually do good. Like when you look at when John Morant with the Grizzlies, they play good, but they seem like they play even better without him because they get to play as a team, and there ain't no way you can really focus on just one person or one part of the offense. So when you look at
panic
the Clippers,
when they were healthy, the last time we seen them healthy, they were in the Western Conference Final.
Yeah, but if your
boy didn't get hurt, they would have been in the finals.
That been 2 years ago. Kawhi ain't getting
was
no
out.
younger.
PG was out last year. This
year,
but
Kawhi
healthy.
ain't getting no younger.
Man, he only 31 years old, bro. He's still he only 31. It ain't like Kawhi play 80 games a year.
Hey, what? I know you weren't going to ready to say he's still a baby.
Yeah, that's why I fixed my mouth.
No,
but I'm gonna say this, A1.
But he. But when you look at Kawhi's career, like he can't complete a full season. So that means they're gonna be competing for like the 4 or 5 spot.
That was a freak of nature injury. It ain't like he walked on the court and tripped over himself. Like he was going full speed, and your boy just literally put his knee into him. That was bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
the other
that.
injury when he was in the playoffs and your boy ran up underneath him. So he's been hurt, I would say, purposely 2 times.
Okay, so at the end of the day, that's still an injury.
Before. But I would say this. All I'm gonna say is this, including Denver. I put more of a premise on health on both of those clubs. Now I know they make the play.
That goes for everybody, Marv. You know,
and that's every team. You're right. So we have to wait and see.
Chris Paul could pull his hip first week of the season, and they're done, right?
Well, okay, but you can say it more so. You can say it more so to the Clippers because they've been hurt recently.
Man, but that dude been rehabbing for 1.5 years. He is strong. He's ready to rock. PG's been rehabbing since middle of the season. He came back towards the end of the season, so he good. Those guys are gonna be ready to rock, man. And from Portland. You guys forget about that trade from Portland they made. Like they fucking finessed the shit out of Portland.
Yeah,
and they got those, bro. They got 2 starting 5s.
Yeah, they do. Now, don't get me wrong. I picked them to go real. I think I picked them to go to the finals. I mean, if they can stay healthy, that's my only thing with them, including Denver.
I got the Bulls and Clippers in the finals. Mark it. I'm gonna go put
Bulls and Clippers. I wouldn't bet on that.
If Denver stay healthy, nobody's beating Denver. The only person that got action is maybe the Lakers. because they're tall, they're fast, they're skillful. It's just so much Android going on in Denver right now.
Dex, they
But
ain't played. They
it's too
ain't played
it's too
together, so
empty for Denver.
they're gonna have to take like at least half the season to get that chemistry.
You have to get back in jailed. They've been out 2 years, Dex. That's the only knock I got on Denver. Can they jail fast enough? And the only knock I got on the Clippers is, can they
You only
stay
have to
healthy?
jail, Marvin. You only have to jail after the All-Star break, like Boston did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, don't get me
Boston been
wrong.
together for
Boston's a good
years
team.
before the season. They ain't like they
Yeah,
just
Boston. Yeah,
Jalen
they
and
done been
Jason
in the
been
3
doing it
Eastern
together with
Conference Finals
Marcus.
before this year, man.
Yeah,
Together.
they went through the grind, man. They've been getting beat up before they got to the finals. It's like Miami. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know
And let's keep it real.
Denver's a
Let's
good
keep it
team.
real.
I know Denver's a
The
good
first
team,
round
but
against Brooklyn, they ain't been the 14. They ain't been who they been when they had Harden. They've been adjusting. Second round against Milwaukee. They ain't had Chris Middleton like 10. And I ain't trying to doubt what they did and nothing like that because they played damn good. But come on, teams adjust.
when they did see
sometimes,
when they finally did see what you're trying to say, when they finally did see a healthy team in Golden State, they lost.
Finally
Right?
did see a healthy team. Ain't been the same situation.
And
I mean,
Golden State beat them without Clay really going off.
Yeah, like Clay been a non-factor in that whole series.
Yeah.
Clay actually been a liability defensively when they out against Jaylen Brown. That's how they get some of them 2 wins. Because Jaylen Brown just been
I think
tackling.
Boston. I think Boston got more. I think Boston more or less got out coached in the championship more than anything.
I think I don't know what everybody's putting this superstar label on whatever his name is. They point guard, the nigga with the green hair. That nigga was taking shots, bro. If I was the coach, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Marcus Smart. Like, what are you doing,
Brogdon
bro?
now. They got Brogdon
like, what
now.
are you doing, man? Like, he won Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know where that came from, but I guess he won it.
Somebody having an episode in the chat. I'm sorry. First episode of the night. Who was doing good? Talented TV.
What are you saying? What are you saying, Dave?
He has a very bad episode. Pray for him. Pray for Talented, please.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good on the panel today, Ted. So if you haven't one, stay down there right now until you calm down because we're doing pretty good.
I just need to see the Clippers. I need to see them because I know because A1, you were the first person that bring up the Clippers now, but I just need to see what they got going on. Because that's a new NBA. This ain't 2 years ago.
Man, bro, they're young. They made that trade that Portland. They got the kid averaged 20 points, like 22 last year.
Who they?
Yeah, you talking about from Portland. I can't never remember his damn name either.
He came from Toronto.
Yeah.
He's from Lincoln High School. He's from my damn
Norman Powell. Nobody can hear me?
Norman Powell. He's from my fucking
I've been seeing this shit.
And they got the 3-and-D guy.
Didn't they get Livingston? Didn't they get Livingston too? Was his name Livingston?
Not Livingston.
The 3-and-D something guy. Like that. Yeah.
It's something like that, but they got him. And then they got the lefty that shoots fucking 45% from 3. I mean, bro, they got one of the twins, and they got Jackson, and it's endless. They got Zubac. They got that one center that is hella good. Number 77, some shit like that. 38, I don't know. He got a weird number. Bro, they got squad.
Well, they had Hartenstein. They let him go to New York.
That was probably him.
Well, but see, okay, I guess I don't trust Reggie Jackson as much. I know he do his thing when everybody miss him, but it's like what he do when the stars come back.
Hey, he's going back to it. Hey, he's going back to his normal spot. He's going back to the bench. He's going back to the bench, and then we got your boy to push the ball. He got something to prove.
John Wall.
See, and that's where you lost me. I don't got no faith in John Wall. To me, he is. If y'all trash,
hey, he ain't there to score 20 points. He's there to push the pace and get a ball to PG and Kawhi.
And see, and that right there, what you said, was gonna bother me because he don't feel like that way. He had a quote where he said, "You mean to tell me the third best player on the roster got to defend me? Good luck." Like,
Good
you
luck.
can't
Hell
have that
yeah.
mindset of
If you
listening.
want to double, them, and that dude's fully healthy. Like you seeing his workouts, he's back. He'll blow by you. I ain't talking about him pulling up and shooting a J. I'm talking about him doing this thing, getting to the rack. That's what John Wall do. And he 19-8-8.
I
Okay, well,
agree
let me
with you,
ask you this.
Basil. Rap done
Let me
lost his
ask you this.
mind. The second episode of the night, Rap got unloaded. Second episode of the night.
The type of
Oh
point
my
guard
God.
John Wall is.
I gotta
And
read
when
the
you
chat.
look,
These
when
guys
you look
going
at
crazy.
Kawhi entire career in the NBA, is John Wall the type of point guard that fits next to him?
Well, I think Kawhi can keep him in check. I think he can keep him under order. So I think that's a good.
Kawhi, who don't talk?
Yeah, but he still commands. He commands.
Hold on,
respect.
we got breaking news. We got breaking news in the building tonight. Breaking news at Flight Sports TV. Look at here, look at here, look at him. Shout out to the man himself, the legend, the myth, Zen Master.
What's cracking, Flight Sports TV? What's cracking with y'all?
What up, Zen?
How's everybody doing? Hey man,
I've been waiting for you to get on here, Zen. I looked at your video you made when you was on your bike.
Oh, we got all that Portland Trailblazer. Oh my God, my eyes are blind. It's hurting me right now. Flight,
the 2014.
put him in green screen.
Oh, Dex.
That's the playoffs.
You guys hear about DeMar getting Kobe's the being face of Kobe's brand?
Yeah.
No, what you think about that?
Well, kudos to
Zen, is that Scotty on your wall behind you?
Is that who?
Is that Scotty on your wall directly behind you?
Scottie Pippen?
Scotty Pippen. Yeah, is that
That's Jordan, man. That's Jordan.
Scottie Pippen gets no love here.
Shame on you, Mark.
Blurred. I really can't see it.
Yeah, that's
couldn't
Jordan.
Really see it. Okay.
Jordan,
Put on
Durant,
the big ass Coke glasses you got.
Lillard. I'm finally got the set halfway done.
I don't wear
I've been shuffling shit around forever.
Lucky you.
But what's going on, fellas?
Lucky me. You, man. How you doing, buddy?
Man, they're kicking my ass. They burying me, man. I had a rough quiz yesterday. I gotta get my shit together. I ain't gonna lie, they fucking me up. So
look at Mac is clowning you, Zen. Mac is clowning.
Challenging your knowledge, Zen. They challenging you, Zen.
What they challenged me on, man. I can't even see the comments right now. What they saying?
No, I'm asking you. Are you?
MIT? Yeah, man. They're stretching me. Like it's so much to learn. It's like a fire hose. You know what I mean? But I got time, and that trip to Pennsylvania kind of knocked me off my square a little bit. But it was necessary, and now I'm back, so I can focus on it. But man, they are really, it's tough. It's probably the toughest school I've ever been to. It has to be.
Earn your stripes, brother.
I'll definitely feel like I earned it when it's over.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, Zen. One hot seat question. One hot seat question from me. You know, I have this hot seat.
Yep.
Where do you see Portland? Top 5, bottom 5?
In the West?
Yes.
Bottom 15.
5 seed.
Ooh, top 5?
Yeah. 5 seed.
So who you see above them?
Yeah, he said that with a straight face.
Who do I see above them? I see the Clippers. The Clippers.
Portland will be fighting for the 10th seed, man.
Oh, you're tripping.
They got sneaky.
Okay, hold on, guys. Let him do this 5 above him. Go ahead, 5 above him.
The Clippers. We're gonna fight the Pelicans for the 5th seed. I see that.
Hey,
who else? Phoenix is going to be in the top 5 in the West. Golden State will be in the top 5 in the West. Denver will be in the top 5 in the West.
Clippers, Denver,
Golden State.
Possibly Dallas. What about the Clippers? What about Memphis?
We're going to be fighting New Orleans. Memphis too. I forgot about Memphis, but we're going to be fighting New Orleans probably.
And Phoenix?
5th or 6th. I put them in there.
Oh yeah, Phoenix. Okay, so we got
okay.
I called the
Hold on.
Warriors. I called the Clippers.
Guys.
I called Dallas.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Wait, Zen. Hold on 1 second. This is what he said. He said Clippers, Warriors, Phoenix, and Denver. Those are the 4 above him.
And I said possibly Dallas too.
So that's 5.
Yeah.
And Memphis 6.
Okay. So now you the 6 seed. Now you the 7.
I'm really iffy. So I'm not big on Dallas, especially.
Right, so what are you, the 5th seed or the 6th seed, Zen?
I think we can make it to the 5th.
So y'all think y'all better than
so you had 5. So who's behind you now? Now your last 5.
I think we're going to be fighting New Orleans and probably Denver. Depending on how Jamal Murray comes back, we could be fighting Denver.
So you got Denver at the 4, and you got Pelicans at the 6.
I would put Denver probably at 4, Clippers at 1. Well, Clippers at 2, Warriors at 1, Suns at 3.
Okay.
So what?
Pelicans 6. He ain't got there yet. Hold on, he ain't got there yet, guys.
Depending on Zion's health, Pelicans will be 6 or 7.
Those Clippers, they come.
And then you got the bottom will be Sacramento. They'll make it this year.
What? Zed, come on now. We gave you a break for Portland.
Sacramento will make it this year, and so will the Lakers. That'll be the bottom.
How do you see? Well, who's out this year? Who's out?
Minnesota.
Who?
San Antonio. San Antonio, Minnesota.
Utah's gone. Utah's done.
Utah. Okay. San Antonio, Utah
done. Houston's
but Minnesota
done.
is better.
Yeah, Minnesota got better. I might have to reconsider Minnesota. I forgot all about them being in the West.
But they still in the bottom 5 though? Are they still in the bottom 5?
If I consider Memphis and Minnesota, no, I got to move Portland probably to 7.
Hey,
who
Portland got that to make you feel so confident? Who they pick up?
It's not who they picked up. It's not who they picked up. It's what Anthony Simons did while everybody else was bullshitting.
You know he did that without Dame on the court, right? Dame very ball dominant.
Yeah, I know he did it without Dame on the court, and I'm sure he can play alongside of Dame too.
He ain't an off-ball player.
I'm sure they'll work it out.
And
Dame might need to go spot up. Dame might need to go spot up.
That's a fact.
But you taking away what he do best though.
No, we not. What he do best is
Dame
shoot.
spotting up. Rico, you know better than that.
No, he don't mean spotting up, bro. He's not JJ Redick. That's not what he's talking about. He just means playing off the ball.
Period.
Right.
Yes.
You're not getting the
play off the ball.
Close to that.
Hold on, guys.
Okay, if he played more like Steph Curry, that wouldn't help his game.
I'm gonna call out Portland's starting lineup.
More like Steph Curry.
Yeah, if Dame played more like Steph Curry, would that help his game?
Yeah, I mean, that helped Brent's game, but that ain't help the team.
The problem with it? And what do you mean it would help the team?
I think Simons is probably a better point. Damian's a shoot first point guard.
Bro. All right, guys. All right, hang on, guys. I'm gonna call out their starting 5, and this is a sneaky starting 5. Damian Lillard, Anthony Simons, Josh Hart, Jeremy Grant, and Nurkic. That's not a bad start.
Josh Hart.
If not Nasir Little.
Josh Hart.
Nasir Little will probably be the 4. I can't see Josh Hart playing the 4.
You know why I down on Anthony Simons? Because I hate when players be on bad teams putting up good points because they don't mean nothing to me. But when they come back and you put them on a good squad with actual players around them, it's like they're not the same player. Like they can't go get them buckets no more.
Our third episode of the night. I'm sorry, no panic. But we got our third episode of the night.
I am on the hot seat. I am going to stand by my team. I know what I saw. I know what I saw with Anthony Simons. The Blazers were trying to lose.
Oh, he's
and
good.
They had to pull him. They had to pull him because they couldn't lose fast enough. He's good.
Are we forgetting about a key pickup in Gary Payton II?
Yeah, GP2.
Yeah, but that's defensively coming off the bench. We need somebody next to Dame. I saying we. They need somebody next to Dame like that, who are a little bigger than that, who can actually give you a bucket and stretch out the flows with 3.
That's exactly what Anthony Simons is for.
Not that.
You fucking described the guy.
You literally described Anthony Simons.
That is not him. I promise you that ain't him.
Then how good is Brandon Williams?
Going to give you 21 again.
How good is
who? Right, but how good is Brandon Williams coming off the bench behind Dame?
I don't know too much about him, honestly. I would look for Nasir Little. He'll be the key 6 man for the Blazers. Will be Nasir Little, no doubt about it. And honestly, Josh Hart, I don't see him starting.
You don't?
He can't shoot. That's why. That's what stops him from starting. Wherever he's at, he can't shoot the three.
Who's going? All right, so Zen, who's
Shout
going
out to Unstoppable.
Nah, he may not be one of the best, but he is decent.
No, he's a below average.
You can't put him at 3.
Man, Josh Hart
decent.
averaged like
What's good,
22 points a
Unstoppable?
game the last 10
How
games
you
for those
feeling,
Lakers.
Dad?
Yeah, and that's why he's saying about
Yeah,
Anthony
man,
Thomas
man.
is like when you in a bad team, you can put up some points. Like the points ain't hard to come by. Like
I mean, we saw LeBron do it all last year.
Hey,
I mean,
That's
but
a
this
fact,
LeBron,
and
like y'all
nobody
like
want
to
to
go
say
and
it
compare
about
somebody to
LeBron.
LeBron, boy. Y'all like that.
hey,
Zen,
that's
how
true.
is
I don't
Zen?
think
How
Zen.
is
Hey,
too
how
somebody
far
is
be
off
like,
Shannon?
oh
that.
yeah, because
I
he
think
got a decent
I think
dribble,
I
but
think Portland
LeBron
didn't make it. I
like,
think
come on.
Portland didn't make it for real. I don't think
Hold
he
on,
We're gonna be
Zen.
fine, man. We missed
How is
1
You
year
think
in the playoffs.
hey, you think a top 5
Zen?
team?
No, I don't
How
think
is
they
Shannon
top 5.
Sharp's
I think 7. They're probably
Shannon
be.
I
Sharp,
think
what?
they
yeah?
fighting for the 11th,
How is
12th
Shannon
seed.
Sharp's
No,
health?
7,
How's his
7,
health?
7, bro.
His health?
Yeah, he's been hurt.
Who?
Oh, Shaden
Shannon,
Sharp. I thought you said Shannon
Shaden
Sharp.
Sharp.
Sound like you said
Oh,
Shannon
Shaden
Sharp.
Sharp.
Yeah, he'll be
come
fine. He just
on.
had like a rotator cuff issue in summer league, so he'll be fine for the start of the season.
Is he a sleeper? Is he a sleeper for you guys?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Honestly, he's been touted, but what has anybody seen?
Hold
He
on,
is supposed to
shit.
be a super athlete, but a super athlete gets a shoulder rotator cuff and barely didn't do shit in the game to earn it. So I
Hey,
don't
Damn,
know.
bro.
you
That's how
know
you
what?
feel?
The the
That's what
the
happened.
thing.
I saw the
Wait,
play. He didn't do shit to get that shoulder hurt, bro. Nothing. He just walked off the court like, oh, it hurts.
Damn.
Okay,
you know
guys.
That's
what
Okay,
though?
guys. With due respect, guys. All
Now
right,
that
hang
I'm
on,
looking
guys.
at this, it's gonna be tough
Yeah,
for them boys because
yeah. That's what I was saying.
You
With
got
all
the
due
Los
respect,
Angeles
guys.
Lakers, you got the
Yeah.
Clippers, you got the Pelicans, and you got no, that's it because you know for sure what's the Minnesota Timberwolves gonna be in there, and they was a 7th seed last season. So yeah, for that 8th seed, yeah, you looking at Clippers, you looking at
Clippers in the
Lakers.
AC?
No, well,
I
not the
got
AC. Well, no, of course not the AC. But I'm talking about who gonna fight, who gonna have that the last AC spot is gonna be
Oh yeah.
Portland, either Portland. Uh, shit, am I wrong for saying maybe the Lakers? Because I don't believe in that much.
if we still
I
battling
think
injury,
the
yeah,
And
Blazers
then
and
you
the
got
Lakers will be the
Portland.
2,
Yeah, then you
7 and
got
8.
we
Portland,
got
bro.
a little better, like nothing
But
crazy.
shit, you know who might sneak in there? Shoot, don't sleep on them. OKC, bro. They got a squad.
Nah, they too young.
Man, they got a
Bro,
squad,
they
bro.
gonna be like
Hey,
Houston
Tibbs
last
too
season.
small. Like he don't get exposed. I don't care how
Nah,
He
talented
gonna be
he
like
is. He don't
Houston.
get exposed.
they got a squad, bro.
They're
They
gonna
got
be
a
that.
squad.
They're gonna be the young team that everybody beat up. It's gonna be alright though.
Cause look, you got
Yeah.
Phoenix, you got
I keep on
Grizzlies, you got Golden State, you got Dallas,
unstoppable.
Jazz not gonna be there, Nuggets and Timberwolves. What's up, bro?
I asked the panel earlier to see what they thought. How many teams in the West, and I wanted to add Zen too, how many teams in the West I think is going to battle for like 50 wins?
For 50 wins?
Yep. Because I think there's going to be like 6 or
A
7.
lot, bro. A lot.
Probably 4, I would say. The top 4.
Nah, bro. I can't.
There'll be bottom feeders. There always are. But and there'll
Well,
be
if
injuries.
you
You got to
get
account for the fact that there will be injuries that we're not thinking of right now.
if they get 751 teams in the West, that mean the East about to be weak as shit. The weak, it mean
Yup.
the East probably gonna have
The
161
week
team in
is
the
not
West.
as strong as like healthy to healthy East to West. The East isn't as good as the West. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
I don't know.
no.
Well,
Who just said no? At the top,
hold
y'all
on,
have
Rico.
like three or four good teams, but after that, y'all have a huge drop off. Whereas the West, that's what I'm saying. They're like 6, 7 teams
After
strong
Milwaukee and Miami, like shit,
That wasn't true
damn,
last year.
because everybody's injured.
That was
And
definitely
to
not
that
true
take,
last year.
Rico, to that take, Rico, when you say that many 50-win teams, that means they have to beat somebody.
They
So,
gonna beat
are
the
you saying
East,
the only
Marvin.
teams they're gonna beat
Beating
is
up on
them?
the East.
I don't see.
Well, they
All right,
beating up on the
what
East.
Salute the Hot
gives you that
Pockets in the
drastic
chat.
change from last year to this year? They the same teams. They didn't beat them up last year. Why would they beat them up?
I think the West is gonna be healthy this season. You're not gonna. I don't think Kawhi and Paul George is gonna miss the whole year. I know Jamal Murray and MPJ is coming back.
Utah gonna get beat
That's
up
two
more. That's
teams.
3
Yeah,
teams.
that's one team. Then we got like I said, the Lakers. The Lakers might be better. I don't think they're gonna play for 50 wins, but I think they'll be a little better.
I think if
I
AD
think
play the whole season, they expect to
Memphis
win
is gonna
20.
get better. Golden State might get better, or they might stay the same. Phoenix is walking around winning damn near 60 games every season.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really not that hard to see a bunch of teams or 6 or 7 teams or like the 7th seed in the West win 48, 49 games. I don't know how that's difficult. Especially when we're talking about the 7th seed might be Denver or might be
Denver 17.
Dallas.
Nah, you got to remember Denver getting they pieces.
No,
back,
I
bro.
know, but that's what I'm saying. There's that many good teams where a great team could be at the 7th seed. That's what I'm saying. Dallas is another good team. They are going to win about 48, 49 games.
Seed, bro. I think Dallas have moved down and probably think Timberwolves gonna move up. That trade to get Rudy, that was a nice pickup. Even though they lost their bench,
I think Dame will make everybody pay.
Even though they lost their bench, though, but it was a good pickup. Though.
I think y'all wrong about Dallas. A lot of people pushing Dallas down.
Dame is gonna have nearly a year off, and he's gonna make everybody ass
Dallas
pay.
gonna drop down, bro.
Christian Wood overrated.
No,
This will be Damian Lillard's year.
He overrated, man.
They gonna feel like they gonna drop, man. They gonna
I feel
drop.
the same about
Denver gonna move up, and Timberwolves gonna move up, bro. And Dallas gonna
and the
move
Clippers.
down.
What about the Clippers? What about the Clippers?
Oh yeah. The Clippers, of course, because I think that John Wall, that was a nice ass pickup, bro. They gonna be yeah.
Bro, so you agree with the Utah trade for Rudy? Because I do. I don't care how much they had to give up.
It's the only, but I just say with that bench, bro, they got to fix that bench. They gonna wind up paying for that later on, bro.
Yeah, the only problem with that trade is that
but they got a big 3 that's serviceable.
Right,
all they got to do is get system players now. They set. That's it.
I stagger minutes and you have a cat.
Nigga never won a chip, even with Rudy.
You said what?
They just need to stagger minutes.
I can guarantee that move for Rudy.
You gotta say it one more time, bro. Rico was talking. I couldn't hear you.
No, I say I can damn near guarantee that Minnesota ain't winning a chip with Rudy.
I don't think
I don't think anybody's
that far. I think they go
This
far.
dude was 3-time DPOY, led the league in blocks for years. How is he not good? I'm trying to figure this Rudy hate.
Who say he ain't good?
They going up half performance.
Hold on, who say he ain't good?
You got a supreme rim protector.
You gotta realize, bro.
You got a supreme on-ball offensive guy. And you got a supreme power forward.
No, he's definitely going to improve Minnesota.
Them boys
the problem
is gonna be
in
crazy.
Utah, but now he ain't had no perimeter defenders. He had Conley and Donovan Mitchell out there getting blown by.
He had D'Angelo Russell.
But I mean, I don't think that's a champ. I don't think he boosted him to a championship.
Hold on, Rico. You don't like
I say within 3 years. Within 3
No,
years,
I
Minnesota's
do,
going to be
Marvin.
contender.
He's a way better defender than everybody on Utah.
That's right. I like Russell. I like Russell.
I don't see it.
Who
and a lot of people down on Russell. I like D'Angelo Russell though. I really do.
See, D'Angelo Russell got size on him, so that right there alone. That right there alone, I feel like better than Donovan Mitchell and Conley, just because he got size on him. Like
Russell ain't got no heart though.
He not better than Donovan Mitchell. I won't go that.
He ain't got no heart.
Talking about defensively.
No heart.
Defensively, yes.
No, when I say D'Lo, I'm talking about him being a better defender. What I'm saying is his size alone is better as a better offering to play defense than what Donovan Mitchell brings.
Yeah,
and think about it now. D'Lo ain't no small 6'2", 6'3" guard.
Not arguable. D'Lo's way better defender than Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
That's not arguable. That's what I'm saying.
And that's what I was going to say about D'Angelo. I believe D'Angelo just plays in his lane.
And unstoppable. Think about it. If you got the same, you got two players with the same defensive level. Wouldn't you want the player that's longer?
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Y'all gotta watch.
Yeah, D'Angelo Russell's a disappointment. I expected more out of him in his career.
Offensively,
but you know his role is changing now, man. You gotta defer to Ant. You gotta defer to
and I think he does that pretty good.
Pick a rule and pulling up.
He's gonna be the new Mike Conley.
I think any team in the league.
I think he
Hey,
cool with it, and as long as they win it though.
yeah,
You breaking up, A1?
You breaking up, A1?
So they basically you switch out Mitchell with Edwards, and you add something that Utah never had, which is Karl Anthony Towns, to the mix. That's what you got.
And speaking about Donovan, that's a question I've been wanting to ask everybody. We hadn't did it. Is he a fit with New York guys?
Of course he
I
is.
think Donovan will fit anywhere.
Offensively, yeah. Defensively, no.
I think he'll fit anywhere.
Okay, question: how much better would the Knicks? How much
better
would?
Wait, no, but this is
Listen,
the
the Knicks
thing.
need talent. The Knicks need talent, Marvin.
But that's the thing, Marvin. You got to define by what a fit is, because
that's what I'm talking about.
If I'm just
that's
gonna
why,
say
that's why my
the
next
Knicks
question was coming
and what
up.
the Knicks do, then of course he's a fit. The Knicks get star players and lose in the first and second round. That sounds like Donovan Mitchell to me.
Yeah, like
that's exactly what they want to do
for a team to win a championship, or you just
So what you saying, Rico? You don't think they're losing it? You don't think they get past the first round? Is that what you're saying, Rico?
I said first or second. What I'm saying is the Knicks, they're the type of organization where they want to be exciting, losing the second round, and that's it. That's what they are.
I wouldn't trade for Donovan. For Donovan Mitchell if I was them. I know I said it at first because he wanted to be a Knick, but now I think about it, if you're gonna give up a lot for a player like him, you just might as well get Kevin Durant. Go all in for KD.
I agree to a certain extent. KD older, so it's like if you do make a trade, I'd rather get a younger.
That's why I asked. How old is Donovan Mitchell?
He only like
he's only 25.
25.
He what?
24, 25.
He's young.
I feel you, but
him and Ben Simmons were fighting for
you know what
Rookie of the
though?
Year,
I would say do it if they didn't have that. If they didn't trade for what's Buddy name again? Is it tip of my tongue? Brunson. If they didn't have Brunson, I say do it. But since they got Brunson, nah, I just straight up try to trade, get Kevin Durant, man.
Man, imagine
that could be a Joe backcourt.
Donovan Mitchell
Keep it honest.
I'm sorry, but unstoppable. To get Durant, who you gonna give up?
Shit, to get Donovan Mitchell, who you gonna give up?
A lot less to get Kevin Durant.
I don't think a lot less. That's not true because you got to look at what they got for Rudy. So they looking to get the similar package.
No. Here's the difference.
They have reports that they just have one.
I don't think you know what the Brooklyn Nets are asking for, bro.
Yeah, and here's the difference in that. No, and here's the main difference in that unstoppable.
Okay.
Hang on, unstoppable. Here's the main difference. Brooklyn would want R.J. Barrett.
They want two All-Stars.
I wouldn't think twice to give up RJ.
That's what starts the conversation for Brooklyn.
I wouldn't give up twice to give up RJ.
They don't have.
They got Cam Reddish, man. They don't have to worry about RJ. I'm telling you.
You believe in Cam?
Yeah.
How about KD you playing for the Nets this year?
If you give Cam some big minutes from and trust in him, he'll deliver, man. Fam. But they've been doing Buddy bogus as hell. So you really
what tells you that though? Because I ain't seen Cam Reddish do a damn thing in the NBA.
That's what I'm saying. They really ain't gave him a chance though. But when he gave a chance, he did pretty good. But I ain't high on RJ, bro. And I'm just saying, if you gonna give up a lot to get Donathan, you might as well swing and get Kevin Durant. See what happens.
Man, if I do I put the ball in RJ hand, let him run the point.
Hey, Isaiah, what they want, bro? They want young players and picks, fam. Knicks got all the picks. They got young players, bro. What you talking about?
Yeah, but look at RJ's season last year. Look at RJ's season last year. RJ is becoming a star. He is becoming a star. Look at his season last year. He would go for 35 one game. He'd go for 20 the next. He'd go for 35 the next game. He'd go for 17 the next. He's becoming a star.
He's on track. He's on track.
So you mean to tell me you think the Utah Jazz not gonna want RJ in return?
No, they don't want him.
The Utah Jazz.
That contract is coming up. They don't want him.
All right.
And the report come out that they want like just the 6 picks, and that pretty much been it, isn't it? But
they want Obi. They want Obi. Grimes, and quickly, and 7 picks.
Nah, they wanted more.
Obi will never be nothing but a dunker. That's all Obi's gonna be.
No, they wanted more.
But you can't say that about Obi.
No, that's what they wanted. Those were the 3 players.
I'm about to go to it. Hold on. That's just one.
Those were the 3 players that the deal stopped because they want so many picks. Obi
Knicks won't
quickly
get
and
better. They got to
grind.
get rid of Julius Randle. Let Obi develop like he should.
I told
Get
they
rid
need
of
to
Well,
get
the
rid of
reason they get
Julius
the
Randle, fam.
try to move Randall is to free up money to get ready to sign RJ. It ain't got nothing to do with the trade for Donovan.
No, I just saying they need to get rid of Julius Randle because you can't develop some of the players.
Man, he not part of the future, bro. They need to
Like
develop.
okay, like look at
Obi
Cam
Toppin.
Reddish. The reason why Cam Reddish can't really get a good shake and develop how he need to in New York because they always going to divert to Julius Randle who want to play hero ball when he wants to, and sometimes he won't back down with no back.
I say this. I think all of that changes now since they got Brunson. All of that changes now since they got Brunson.
I mean,
Yeah,
but
we
where
keep
that
forgetting about
leave
Brunson.
RJ at, right?
Brunson is going to run that team.
They
So
should be
who does
a
Luka
good
have now?
dynamic backcourt. They can work off each other.
Nah, hey Ted, I think you wrong about that, man. I
RJ
don't
Barrett
see
is
KD
not a
on that
match
team
player,
in the
man.
beginning of the
He's
season. He said he
a
think
left
What
KD
Ted
not
say,
going nowhere.
Unstoppable?
He said
What
he
Ted
think
say,
KD not
Unstoppable?
going nowhere. I don't think that's true, fam. I think he out of there. He
No,
gonna leave.
RJ Barrett is
think
a
he's
left-handed Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah, I don't think
Get that guy to max. Come
KD's
on,
going
man.
nowhere either.
Nah, he
I don't think
gone, bro.
KD's
He
going
not even
nowhere,
gonna
man.
show up to
I make his
training
ass
camp,
stay.
fam. He gonna do everything in his power not to get out of there, fam.
These
I mean, I
owners
know
need
he
to
gonna
start playing. The owners need to start playing hardball. Honestly,
He ain't finna
if you signing these
let that
contracts,
money go
man.
down the drain. Yep.
Yeah,
He
you
ain't finna
signing
let
these
that money go
contracts.
down
I'm
the
playing
drain.
hardball with your ass.
The only
Damn
way
right.
to get rid of
I
KD is if they happen to
I
find a
feel
trade
you.
for
I tell
Kyrie.
him it's about the team. So I tell him like, bro, I mean that's good that you giving me a list where you want to go. But if we're not getting return value for you, then you're not going
You
there. I
gotta
mean,
say.
I
Get
feel you
over
on
it.
that, but still at the same time, everybody keeps talking about these players'
That's a
loyalties
fact.
and shit, but these owners not even loyal to these players, bro.
These hoes
So
ain't
No,
loyal.
that's why
it go
that's why
both
the
ways.
CBA coming in. That's why they finna do this collective bargaining. They sick of that shit.
Of course, that most definitely,
Yep.
but still,
And I said it many
it
But the
go
times.
two
fans are
ways though.
too. The fans are sick
I
of
didn't
it
say
too.
it many times. The older players got it early, and they screwed it up for the young players coming in the league because they would never get it no more.
Braun.
They just hurting his
Yeah.
value doing that. Isaiah.
LeBron.
No,
LeBron fucked up the
Definitely was
NBA.
see,
LeBron.
that's my thing, right? Hold on.
Definitely
But
was LeBron.
we always blame LeBron for this player movement
He
and
wasn't
all
the
that.
only one. He wasn't the only
He
one.
was.
Nobody said he was
No,
the only one.
hold on.
Nobody
No,
said
he the
that.
only one.
At least he
My
honors his
problem is right here.
contracts.
We like to blame LeBron, but we don't give the media no kind of blame. They be the one with this. Oh, he hasn't won yet. He got to do this. He got to do that. Blah blah blah. As soon
That
as they
sound like
leave to
facts.
another team,
That
all of a
don't mean
sudden,
they
like,
gotta
oh
do
yeah,
it.
well, he had to go ahead and win. Then when
Exactly.
they leave again, it's, we keep
Just
blaming
because
LeBron, but it's
someone
really the
talks shit
media.
about you, don't mean you got to pull some weak
You
shit,
got
bro.
to do it.
No,
You don't mean you got to do
The
it.
fuck?
No panic.
You
This nigga
don't have to do what
talented
everybody say.
TV.
When somebody criticizes, you don't have to do what they say. But
Talented
if
going
you
Exactly.
off
put
You
tonight,
don't.
ain't
your brand on the
You know
line,
what we
like
do in New
thinking about
York?
your
No
brand,
panic. We
what
tell
happened?
them suck my dick. That's what we tell them. That's what
Come on
NBA
now.
players.
Oh,
Fight
hold
I
ain't
on,
nothing
hold
like
on.
apologize
that,
for
Yeah,
that.
bro.
I knew
But
Flight was
nah,
gonna step in on
Rico
that.
jump out the box
I
for
It's a
that one.
family
apologize for
show.
that.
First episode on the panel. Had to be
We got. But
Rico.
and another thing, I hate that shit coming
Yeah,
from New York. That's one
that's
thing
fighting fighters and shit. Get you
that I don't
pumped
condone
out
out in
here.
New York.
No, but
You
look,
know,
but
We talking
it's
about
not
that,
true. No,
right?
I know people. I was talking to one of my
Rico with the
mentors.
first episode on the panel.
Yep,
He just
you're right.
casually
Flight, I
saying it.
heard that.
You know,
Yep, I heard that before, Flight.
so
Hey, and
You're
y'all
right.
want to
it's
know what's
wild.
crazy about that too? Down here, we don't even say that pause jump. That like we say something low stuff. We be like pause. Like I only do that on this panel. We don't even talk like that down here. Like we don't say
no,
pause and no homo and all that.
Yeah,
No,
I know
Rico
y'all
don't say
talking
that all
about
the
phone.
time. He don't say that all the
I
time.
don't say
Ted.
it at all. That's the thing.
No,
But I'm
I
just
did.
saying
That's probably Rico first time saying it, but I don't think he's saying them in
the
a
attitude. I'm
bad
just
way.
trying to
You know?
explain the attitude behind it. No panic
Right,
is like at the end of the day, you could say what you want, but I don't care. Like that's the attitude these players really gotta have.
Yep.
Nobody cares what they saying in the media.
And,
I can guarantee you, us as fans, we
Uh,
watching more post game press conferences than articles we going and reading on ESPN. And we
know,
could tell you what more NBA's player than we can quote more articles. I can guarantee that.
but
So
see,
at
Rico,
the end of the day,
thing you
we
gotta
can't.
understand, the thing you gotta understand,
These
I
players
feel the
can't
same way
listen to
you
what
feel.
these media is playing, bro. They can't
Yeah,
because
I feel the
at the
same
end,
way you feel, but you gotta think about it. These players got money to be made. So if your legacy is like, okay, like perfect example, Russell Westbrook right now, 18-7-7, he ain't even been a top turnover player in the league, right? But the way the media don't portray him, you got younger players making jokes like he's just a turnover, or he's just one of the worst players in the league history. He don't deserve the money. All that because with the media spin on it. So
Who you
now when
talking
you look
about?
at this thing, and another example, Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving top 5 in the NBA. Nike ain't gonna give him a deal because the media trying to make it seem like the man always got some issue. He don't want to play and all this extra junk. When he just standing up for his right, just like God bless the day, Bill Russell been doing back in the day, just like Kareem been doing back in the day. But God forbid Kyrie doing because the media gonna spin it like he don't want to play basketball. He might as well just retire and all that. These companies look at that when they look at these players. So when you say, "Oh yeah, they don't have to care," that's cool.
That's
And I agree. But at the end of the day,
Kyrie
like,
lost his no panic. Don't do that. Kyrie lost his Nike deal
What he's
for a
doing is not
very
comparable to
specific
what they
reason.
were doing.
Don't act. He said something. You got to go out there and see what he said to make him lose his Nike deal. He didn't just say, "I'm not playing because of X, Y, and Z," and Nike said, "You know what? No more sneakers, Kyrie." That's not what happened.
But what his freedom of speech got to do with his sponsorship and his money and promoting?
He spoke bad about the people he's sponsored by. What do you mean?
He's free to speak, and they're free to pull their endorsement.
Exactly. No panic. No panic. You can't go to your boss and curse him out and expect to have a job, bro. That's exactly what he did.
It's not in the same stadium.
No. I get what you're saying, but what I mean is the same way how Kyrie talking about. We can make our own league. We can have this, that, and third ourselves. We can be our own owners. That's what he been talking about back in the day. That's the similarity. And with the
Nobody
Nike
worried
deal,
about that,
they
man.
pulled the Nike deal because all the narrative.
You think the NBA is threatened by? You think the NBA is threatened by Kyrie's mouth talking the same shit niggas been talking for 50 years?
Shitty. He ain't designed them. Don't blame me. Then they pulled his Nike deal. That's exactly what happened.
Bruh,
he went
so you mean to
and
tell me
pretty much said, "Those shoes are shitty. I don't want them. Don't buy them. I don't support those sneakers." He said that about his own sneakers, and they pulled.
I would have pulled a deal too. I would have pulled my deal.
So let's not act like
I want to ask Zen a question since we talking about
but if
sneakers
ain't no matter around Kyrie, that wouldn't matter to them.
Hang on, no panic.
Because
Flight trying to get it.
I was gonna do a video on this, but now I just talked to you about it, Zan. Did Damian Lillard make a mistake signing with Adidas? Especially early on in his career, because you got to think about it. This is the kind of player. I'll just talk more about it now before I make the video. I'll do it like maybe tomorrow, but I'm just thinking about that because you look at these other stars with these sneakers. Damian Lillard is box office. His sneaker just came out. I don't know if people know, and nobody give a damn.
And nobody rock out with Adidas
30
like
already.
That,
something's not right about that. I think Damian Lillard, he need to be more. I mean, his shit's supposed to be selling off the roof. This is Damian Lillard.
Well, before you go, Zen,
I'll give you an analog to that. Hold on.
James
Kanye
Harden
West.
too. Something going on.
Kanye West.
Okay. You going to the source? Yeah, Kanye West is dominating Adidas. I think he account for like damn near more than half the sale online sale. 77%. I think I just read some shit on that today. That's crazy you said that.
So maybe they need to spread Kanye West around Adidas a little more.
He need to go ahead and leave Adidas, bro.
Yeah, Kanye West just get mad. He's even mad that them boy put out Yeezy deal without him approval. He beefing with his own shoe company.
Damn, who using the bathroom, bro? Mute your mic.
I think
Dame did a collab with Yeezy.
I think Dame's play on the court and him being hurt here recently is hurting those sales too. Like I think his personality is just not as big as it used to be. He's not worldwide as he used to be. I mean, what did he do last year? What can we say wow about Dame last year? Not much. So the sneakers.
He didn't play, Marvin.
He didn't play.
I know it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
If you think
man, I don't think nobody care about that, Marvin. The shoes
if you
fly,
think Dame go to LA, right? You think they're gonna change with the sneaker sales?
You be clowned if you wear some Dames, bro.
I don't know, bro. I'm just saying, Adidas not all that, fam. I feel the same way when D Rose was hot. Shoes ugly as hell, bro. He shouldn't have went with Adidas. To me.
So you think Lavar's deal gonna just blossom like hell?
You said what?
You think this new deal that DeMar just signed, you think it's gonna work?
Yeah, I mean it's with Nike, bro. Everybody damn near mess with Nike, bro. It's a known brand. Everybody wear. Only
It's
thing
Kobe's.
yeah, it's Kobe. And two, like Zen said, I mean, the only person that's dominating that I know of Adidas right now is Kanye. Other than that, ain't nobody rocking no damn Adidas like that, bro. I'm
Adidas
not.
has probably
But
got better
It's
soccer
Nike
rare as hell,
athletes.
bro.
discontinuing making Kobe's, isn't it?
You said what?
I say ain't Nike discontinuing making Kobe's, right?
I don't know, bro.
I mean, I think they
I thought I heard
but
something about that.
Then they
This
say,
rap
hey,
guy, you
y'all,
No, they
tripping, bro.
was,
hey,
but then they
dropping
signed a deal with Vanessa. What
Hey,
happened?
rap.
What
no,
happened
no, they
was
signed a deal with his wife about his own, but his Marlboro brand. That's different.
Hey,
right.
rap
Yeah, that's
guy.
what I'm
Why
saying.
why
With
you say
Nike
that, bro?
comes like the performance, man. Like I went to Nike. I got the privilege to go to Portland and see what they put those shoes through. All that stuff, man. I wore Nike from Jump Street, but I didn't know what I was wearing until I took that trip. Man, it's the
Right.
reason why I wore the Nike Speed TDs, man. They fit to you. They conform to your foot, right? So it
Right.
fits like a sock with cleats at the bottom. It's unreal, man. So like
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. I live about 5 minutes away from Nike
you
World
already know, bro.
headquarters.
They put the time into it, man. So it's
Well,
crazy. So
let me say
Hey,
this,
But just to
A1.
add
hey,
on
hey,
what
yo,
I
Kyrie
don't
saying,
know.
yo,
like,
rap. I
Hold
need
on,
to know
guys.
why
I
you
don't know
say
how.
that, man. Put it in the chat.
Yeah,
and to
but
add on to
let
the
me
Kyrie thing, like this ain't Kyrie first time telling people not to buy Nikes,
yeah, but let me
got
say
his
this,
shoes or
A1.
whatever.
If you look at the NBA players' feet, none of them damn tennis shoes ain't no good because all their feet toe up like a something.
hey, you look at the NBA player feet, 50% I'm wearing Kobe's. So that was
Kobe's
a
or Kyrie.
smart move by DeMar to bring back the Kobe's, right? Half the league wear 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I keep saying, like the most popular shoe in the NBA for the past 5 years is Kobe's, Kyrie's, PG's, and shit. I think I forget what the
Jordans.
Nike shoe is called, but it's
Yo,
like
rap.
some
You gotta
runners.
tell me why
Jordans.
you feel that way, bro. Like
Jordan,
I ain't
Jordan,
never heard
Jordan's
Jordan.
nobody
always
say
number
that.
one.
This fool rap said Jordan's a terrible brand. I need to know why you say that.
It's
They
just the
just
No,
ain't
best
I
good
say
selling
so.
basketball
brand.
shoes to me.
Jordans aren't. They're not ball sneakers. If
Yeah,
anything,
They just
I'm
they just a
sorry.
name.
yeah, they look good,
Yeah,
but they don't feel
they
good to
to
play
walk
in.
around in, bro. If you balling in a pair of ones, your feet gonna hurt like hell, bro. I'm sorry.
A
Uh-huh.
pair. I
Like,
ain't never heard nothing like
Yep.
that, bro.
It
And with
just
a
I
I
don't
Jordan
know
mean
how
pair,
that
they
Jordan
still
shoe.
did it,
serve.
right? How did Jordan ball in those ones, man?
You ever
Zach,
seen
Hey,
this?
what
jumping
did he
that
say when he
high.
wore 'em? Remember when he wore 'em like the
Oh, he
retro
said Jordan
and
ones are terrible. I thought you talking about Jordan's terrible.
killing
Period.
his
Yeah,
feet?
yeah, those ones are made for walking around. Of course. I mean, shit.
No,
No,
Look back.
most
Think
of
bro,
about
them
all
are
of
NBA.
made
them,
good at balling.
all
The
Nah,
of
shoe
nah,
is
them are
nah,
walk
evolving.
Most
nah,
of
around
them
right
made good to
now.
balling.
nah, nah. The
Like, I
ones
don't.
I
Which
agree.
Not
The
most
ones
tens?
of
I
them.
agree for
Tens are
100%.
horrible.
100%.
Nines are horrible. Like
What about the
nobody's balling
fours?
in
What
a
about
pair
the
of twos.
fours?
The fours
Nobody
bad
balls in
too.
fours.
The
Fours are
fours as
nice to
bad as the
walk
ones.
around in.
Like them just casual shoes. Them shoes that you can walk
Yeah,
around and look nice in. Like them ain't ball shoes.
a
Man,
That's
pair of
why they
MJ
say the
put
black
up
most
cat
popular
hey,
fours.
shoes
MJ
in the
put up
NBA for
63 in the
players.
ones. He put up 63 in the ones on Boston.
You know,
I
the
know.
people
That's what I'm
guarding him
saying.
was
How did he
wearing.
do it?
And the
It was
game
wearing
before
Chuck
he put up
Taylors.
and the
People
game
guarding
before
wearing
he put
Chuck
up
Taylors.
49.
The people guarding him was wearing Chuck Taylors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and now Gilbert Arenas with some Balenciagas
It
on the
was wearing
court.
those all-stars. It was wearing those
Oh
that
my
had the check
god!
with the
Like,
star on the back of it.
and on
Say
hoopable,
Rico.
where like you can hoop in them, it just ain't good basketball shoes. Like those
I,
wouldn't be my
y'all
first choice.
remember Rondo
Man,
used
you
to
ever
ball
hooped
in
in them
phone
shoes, no
posits?
panic?
Huh?
Have you ever hooped in any Jordans?
Yeah, I don't hoop them. Jordan's plenty of time. Like shit, having Jordans
Stop
on
it,
just
no
chilling.
panic. You ain't
Yeah,
never
you
been
sound
back
you
home
Playing
your
sound like
whole
high
you
life.
school
capping,
ball,
bro.
man,
Hey,
think about it.
hey,
Like
you know
all
what?
of
The
them
lie,
signed to
Ain't
no
no
other
way.
type of
Ain't
like
no way you
label.
out there on the schoolyard in them
hey,
sandals.
hey, no panic. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Dex, there you go. You always
Dex,
get no see, Dex, you throw them little sly shit in there to mess people up. That ain't right, Dex.
Dex knew he weighed them damn little penny loafers and shit
I
like
don't
that.
know,
I wore
man.
Said when he
ponies.
wore the
No,
number
I
that.
wore ponies when I played
Hey,
basketball. Not
Say,
the J's,
Been the
buddy.
dude that used to
say no
open his shirt
panic, no
clothes.
panic. He just mad because he in the wheelchair league. That's all that is.
Hey, who remember ponies? Y'all remember ponies?
You
Nah,
too old
Dex.
for
Yeah, I
that.
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
That check
And
mark?
You got your own.
croquets and bobos.
Okay, guys, I got a question. Are these shoe contracts based on sales, or do they get a set rate on their income? Each one of the players are they based on sales?
Well, it depends. I know Steph Curry got a partial ownership of Under Armour.
No, it's a contract, so it doesn't matter. So if you sign a $10 million contract, you get that $10 million and your merch.
No, I know,
regardless
but
of the sales.
but Steph
It's like a
Curry
legend
has
do with
Yeah,
part of
Jordan,
his,
you get a piece of the sale too.
It could be
like
a
Jordan
combination.
been always Nike for the longest, but then he going with his orange. That's why you see the new every Jordan you see coming out already been out before. Or it's like a new variation of a certain color. I mean,
a new colorway, yeah.
All he doing is bringing out shoes that make money off shoes that he couldn't make full money on when he been with Nike. So when you look at players like LeBron and all these different players, they got signature shoes. I don't know if they get a percentage, they just get a contract. Like I think who said it now? I think Rico said it now. Like they get a contract.
Yeah, A1.
Yeah, A1.
Yo, yeah, they get a
No,
they get a contract. They get So Melo, when they say Melo got $100 million for Puma, he getting that.
Yeah.
10 years, 10 million.
Regardless of sales.
Mm-hmm.
And he getting a piece of the sale. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wanted to address Rico's comment about Chuck Taylors. Back in the day, Rico, that's all there was. They made their money. They fine.
No, I know, but I just think it's unfair that Michael Jordan was floating in a pair of ones, and y'all was over there wearing those. You know.
That's Chuck T's is one of the pair of shoes that you ask everybody, what's the one pair of shoe you got in your closet? I guarantee.
And that's everybody
Chuck T's is in the top 3.
Yeah, not me. Yeah, I was gonna say not me.
Man, I didn't.
Hey, listen, this shit like
you
playing.
might as well walk around
the
right
damn.
now.
You might as well walk outside barefooted. You gonna wear some.
Yeah,
Chuck
that's like
you ain't never wore.
No panic wearing them Saucony's.
Hey, I'm from the coast. That's what we wear.
Hey,
You know
we used
what
to
I'm
trip
saying?
off the corny so much.
Hey, you know about them Saucony's, no panic, right?
Chucks.
Come on, no
Vans.
panic. You know you wearing Saucony's.
No, hey, listen, I ain't about to sit. I ain't about to sit there and cap you like I.
You a soccer player, so I know you wore Saucony.
I've only worn Jordans. I had Jordans. I had Barclays. I had Pippins. Like I don't even wear like name brand shit. Like I've been stuck in that loop.
So what about them Saucony's? Then you don't wear Saucony?
I just choose it.
No panic.
I used to laugh at Adidas. I used to laugh at Saucony's. I used to laugh at. Oh,
come on, man! You know you play soccer, dude. You have to have a pair of Saucony's.
I never played soccer in my life.
That don't even sound right the way you
do. You gonna make the man play fucking soccer? That's a damn shame.
The man has to man on that old grass field over there by the shit.
Can't get it in, Unstoppable. Can't seem to get it in.
I knew you had
Unstoppable. Hang on, guys. Let me.
Come on, Pele was your all-time favorite, right?
What up? Say that again.
Boy, they ain't gonna never let me in. Hold on, Dex. Let me ask Unstoppable a question. You from the city, Unstoppable? You ain't never worn no Chuck Taylors?
Unstoppable from the foot. Oh, Unstoppable. You said Unstoppable.
I'm good on them Chucks. Nah, I'm good, fam. You know what size I wear?
Why everybody act like they wear Saucony?
I'm talking about when you was younger. I'm talking about when you was younger, Unstoppable.
I don't know.
I ain't talking about now. I'm talking about younger.
Okay, who had a pair of Lottos?
I don't remember, fam. But
did you have a pair of Lottos?
Hell yeah, I had a pair of Lottos. I had a pair of K.
Okay, then that's what I'm saying.
We had some British Knights.
K-Swiss. What about K-Swiss?
At LA.
I did as a baby. I got a picture.
So nobody rocked them all white K-Swiss?
I did. I have a baby picture in the pair of K-Swiss.
That's the coach.
That's what I'm talking about there. See, you had swag. You rocked the K-Swiss, you had swag.
Yeah, but yeah, Marvin, it wouldn't surprise me if I did. I'm pretty sure my mom.
Yeah. Back in the day, everybody had Chuck Taylors.
But them Buster Browns, Marvin, you talking about them Buster Browns you used to wear?
It's only one pair of Chucks I like. It was all black, all leather. I couldn't get my hands on them because I couldn't find them no more.
Man, I had a pair. Who wore the Hush Puppies?
Those was Larry Bird's, them all black ones, right?
Yeah, it might have been all black, all leather.
I know. I never wore them,
Chucks.
I can't
wear no Crocker Sacks.
I can't wear no Chucks, bro. Like I said, you might as well walk outside barefoot. You gonna rock them damn Chucks, bro. I'm good.
I used to jog every day. I used to jog every day.
The police used to run all them fools down in them Chucks. They couldn't figure out
why. The weapons. You had the yellow and the purple and the black weapons.
I keep the Jordans. I keep the Supras, and I got some Kyries, a little bit of LeBrons, but yeah. Other than that.
So you didn't wear no Saucony's?
No who?
Saucony.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell
or Asics. What about the Asics? Did you wear the Asics?
Those weren't up in Chicago.
I know you had a pair of Tigers, man.
That must be some nice.
Come on, man. Everybody wasn't balling like that. Pro kids.
Tigers.
I got some Onitsuka Tigers.
I mean,
What about Payless? Let's get to the real. You had a pair of Payless, right?
Oh, of course, bro.
If you didn't have a pair of Payless, you're lying on the panel.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, then.
Listen, I don't
Everybody
know
had a pair of Payless on the panel. The upside down Nike.
Shoes you name like them and clown shoes out there. Like
stop. Well, Bro Panda, you in the bush. How you know about shoes? You wearing them old twisted tweed sandals.
Hey, listen,
made out of
cannabis leaves. Every shoe you name it beneath me as long as I've been loving. Think about that.
Oh, stop it. Stop. No panic. Come on, man. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make
Why does everybody want to call No Panic unstoppable? Everybody want to do that shit.
And listen, and we don't sound nothing like.
Nothing like, man. But
Unstoppable don't like that shit either.
Excuse me, No Panic. No Panic.
Y'all both got red and black
I'm
logos.
having an episode. All I'm saying is,
logos.
No Panic saying he didn't have none of those shoes. I can't. And you live in the bottoms of Mississippi?
I ain't from Mississippi. I ain't from the South. Like shit.
No Panic. Where you from?
I'm from the South.
I'm from
Columbia, South Carolina.
Where you originally?
Wrong information. I'm from South Carolina.
Dexter just say any damn thing.
He is. He's just saying anything.
He just say any damn thing. No, seriously, No Panic. Where you originally from?
Charleston,
South Carolina. But listen, you from Charleston, South Carolina. You're not even from Columbia. And you tell him you never had a pair of Payless.
Well, you mean Charleston got more money than Columbia? You act like you haven't been to Charleston, innit?
Yeah, I've been to Charleston.
Yeah, like down here we get it. Like shit, generation after generation get it. Like
but before you get it, you never had a pair of Payless and tough skins.
Dex, I got you. No Panic. How old are you?
My old man, my granddaddy, my great granddaddy. Like ain't never been a time with a motherfucker done broke. Like we always had shit going on. No, I ain't seen it like I trying to trip or nothing like that. He just
I'm from Pasadena, California.
You've been hood rent all the time.
You talking about you from Columbia?
Dex,
this is the thing. Every shoe I had been Jordans, Woolly.
Oh my God! Listen, see,
I tell you, and
you gonna have to cam up. You gotta cam up, Panic.
I've been buying my own.
No, Panic. You gotta cam up. You gotta cam up, Panic, and show them feet.
I gotta cam up.
Well, you show me riding No Panic.
And show them feet. Yeah, because I know he got them Jesus sandals on.
I don't want to see that boy's damn feet.
That man ain't got no Jordans and all that.
So Dex.
Hold up, Dex.
Air Jerusalem 5s.
Dex is a fool, man. That's a good one, man.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Zen. Do the box have Jesus? Do the box have Jesus Christ on it? Come on, man.
Yes. Look like Air Jordan.
They got a big ass fit.
Hey, listen, and the crazy thing about it,
long ass robe. You got that long ass robe on. Looking like Air Jordan on the box.
Air Jesus, brother.
He got his hair blowing in the wind.
Yeah, I can see the poster.
Chopping off a Harley Davidson.
Y'all are stupid, man. Y'all ought to stop that shit, man.
But yeah, like
Dex, to that point, I just want to
come from like that low bread shit. Like I ain't come from.
He got a camera. We gotta see them shoes.
I always had like
matter of fact,
and everybody on the panel gonna say, "What are those?"
Matter of fact, he was the first to beat Bill Russell for a chip.
Jesus Christ! Social Security number one.
Panic is crazy. He had the Moses 7.
Jesus 6.
The return.
Y'all ought to stop. But you know what, though, Jax, to that point, he probably didn't, because he just like in my case, I ain't never in my life wore a pair of blue jeans. I never have, not once.
You never wore Wranglers?
What's
All right,
yours?
You've been
man,
in
all
Texas
I ever
damn near
wanted.
all your life. You never had a pair of Wranglers.
Ain't
no way you
How about some
my whole
Duncan
life.
Peaks?
My whole
I
life.
don't know about that, Marvin. I don't know about that one.
Every boy
Marvin wear
I
dungarees.
don't wear no blue jeans. I'm from the city, bro. I always every day I was
Yeah,
dressed.
but you've
Every
been
day.
down in Texas, man. I
Yeah,
know you had that hat,
I
that
don't
big
wear
ass
no.
buckle.
Marvin wear
I damn
slacks.
sure ain't finna wear none
So you
down
never
here.
had the big old buckle with the state of Texas on it.
Hold up,
Marvin
listen.
keep the shorts on past his kneecaps. That's what he be wearing, man. The old
Them
player
tight
shit.
ass Wranglers. I know Marvin had them tight ass Wranglers on.
I
You
ain't
had
never in my
skinny
life
jeans
wore
on
a pair of blue jeans.
Yeah, you had skinny jeans on in '82.
Marvin shorts be creased up.
The sandals with the socks and he keep a straw hat on.
Shit.
I know
Look,
you had
I was
shingles.
clean. Listen, I was
And I know
clean
you
from
had
the
shingles
8th
coming from
grade.
the
I was
elbows.
clean from the listen. I was clean from the 8th grade to today, brother.
Marvin, so you tell him you didn't have them shingles coming from your elbows.
I ain't never wear no damn, and I damn
Man,
sure ain't
you
wear
ain't
no
no
blue jeans
Texan.
in Texas. It's too damn
Man,
hot.
you ain't no
I
Texan.
ain't
You
wear
ain't
no
no
damn
Texan,
blue
man.
jeans down here. You
You
don't
ain't
wear
no
some
Texan,
damn blue
Marvin.
jeans in Texas, your whole legs catch
You've
on
been in
fire.
Texas
Shit.
40 years. You ain't had no blue jeans and no
Never.
octopus. Them octopus
My wife
boots.
tried to buy me some for Christmas. I never wore 'em. Never.
I don't know about that, Marvin. You sound like you a guy that wears some tight ass Wranglers
Man, all I wear is dress clothes every
with a
day,
big ass
brother.
belt buckle,
Slacks.
with a
Every
big
day.
ass belt buckle,
Slacks with
and a
dress
butterfly
shoes
collar shirt
every day.
with shingles coming from the elbows.
Marvin
Straight
from that
pimping.
generation where a grown ass man dressed like a grown ass man. Goddamn it.
You damn right.
I don't know,
I'm
We
from
man.
the
didn't, we
Marvin
didn't,
city.
we
got some
didn't, we, we
Texas in
didn't
him.
do this
The
I
t-shirt
know.
and sneaker
Listen, I
shit all
know
the
he
Y'all
from
time.
don't know
Goddamn
what
it.
I'm
Chicago.
talking about.
And
We
that's
didn't do
that's
that.
some
Y'all
real
don't know
and
what
that's
I'm
some
talking
real
about.
shit. Cause shit, a lot of motherfuckers in their 40s and 50s walking around y'all looking like low ass niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Listen, them
I don't wear no
octopus
damn
boots are
Real
cashmere.
shit.
expensive.
Like,
Marvin, would you tell him about them octopus boots are expensive.
I don't wear no. All I wear is dress shoes. I don't
What?
wear no damn boots either.
Oh, so you were
I
ostrich
don't wear
then.
no
So
damn
you was
boots
really
looking like no
balling.
damn
You was
cowboy.
you was wearing an
Now,
ostrich
I had
boots, huh?
I had alligators and Crocs, but I ain't never had no boots. I
Well,
still
but
got Crocs.
ostriches cost more than that.
Well, I know, but I ain't never had no ostrich. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never had none. I was back in
Marvin,
my day. It was
I don't
Stacey
know, man.
Adams, brother.
Flight, I don't know, man. We might have to vet these guys out a little bit. I don't think they're being honest. They ashamed of
shout
their
out
own
to
culture.
William
Shit, I ain't gotta
Godfrey.
lie.
Like he
Why
know
would I
what
lie
time,
about something
yo.
like that, man? Pimping ain't easy, Dex. I ain't gotta lie about that.
Y'all
I saw
hilarious.
some pimps in Texas, man, with the big ass hats, the big ass Texas shake buckles, and some damn Wranglers and some
I'm
Jordans.
not from Texas. I'm not from Texas.
Not the Jordache.
Man, they had the Jordans, the Sergio Valentes, all that pimping with the big
I'm
fur.
not from Texas. And everybody
I
down
was
here
like,
know
what
I'm
the
not from
hell?
Texas. They know where I'm from. They know I ain't from Texas. They call me Shot Town.
Okay, all right, Marvin. I'm gonna give that to you, Marvin. But I still can't believe that No Panic never had a pair of Payless.
Bruh,
I just find it
listen,
hard to believe.
Dex,
listen. You
you gotta
probably can't even find a
understand.
P list down here.
Payless is
Down where?
everywhere. Everywhere's
Yeah,
poor people. What do you
everywhere. Where
mean?
you at? You on the west coast of the damn country, bruh.
Nah,
No,
Wait, you
Payless
ain't
is
got y'all got a
everywhere, dude.
Y'all
No,
got a
okay.
Walmart?
Well, go on Google and look
y'all
up
got a
Payless in
Walmart.
South Carolina. I'll wait.
Do y'all have
Listen, man.
Walmart? No
Wait,
panic.
you
Oh
no
yeah, we got a
panic. You
The
never
Walmart
me
and
wore a
all
pair
that.
of
the
Starberries?
medium income in Charleston and the medium income in Pasadena is vastly different, okay?
It
And we
is,
still
yeah, it
have
Oh,
is. So
Payless and Tough
that's
Skins.
very
crazy to
different.
me. Why you saying you have Saucony?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
we
probably
wore
haven't did that.
Payless and Tough Skins. That's what I'm telling you. We
Yeah,
wore
like
those
why? Like
things
if y'all,
with the patches in them. I'm talking about the
yeah,
Tough
that's
Skins with the
crazy to me.
patches.
That's crazy to me.
No panic. You
Yeah,
never
Payless
wore a
with
pair
patches.
of
See, that's country as a
That's
truckload of
Starberries?
crazy to
eggs.
me.
but that's what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, we
This
had
shit's crazy.
horses. And listen, we until 1984, we had horses running up and down our streets.
And
Shit.
that's the difference.
You
And you
damn
talking
right.
about
See, I'm
Pittsburgh.
from
And that's the
where I'm
difference.
from. We ain't had
You
that shit.
talking
Nah,
about
I had
somebody
Buffalo,
never.
selling
Pittsburgh.
horses by Central Park right now.
These people down here was
I don't
tripping
know
on
how
me
I
because I
don't know
ain't
how
never
money
rode a
flow
horse. I don't ride no
out
damn
in the
horse.
West Coast or wherever, but I know in the South like money flow. Like you get money sitting in the house on your phone. You can do like money is 1,000 ways to get paid. You just got to pick some.
But you in Charleston, man, it's no different
Yeah,
in Charleston.
but no, Charleston
I'm
is a
telling
tourist
you,
area. You
when
gotta
I grew
understand, people
up
come
in
down here to
Pasadena,
retire.
we had horses walking up and down our street.
Well,
We
that's
got
because you
horses
was
walking up and
old.
That's
down our
why we
street
wore
too.
tough skins.
Old.
We got
Back in
horses
the
and
day,
all that
y'all
on
was
the tip of
riding
the
in the
door.
Donovan, why are you doing
That's
that?
why.
They got carriage rides and all that.
But
You hear me?
Marvin, now you laughing, But you have to have some money to have horses, a horse stable. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I know that.
Dex
But
started
see,
his
that's
career as
country
Ronald
money.
Reagan's
Listen,
ball boy.
But listen, Dex, in the city where I'm from, we didn't have no fucking
That's
horses
country.
going down Michigan Avenue. Shit.
And they
Wasn't
had
no
horses in
horses.
Compton. What you talking
but one
about?
thing
They had
I do
horses in
realize-
LA.
They still do.
That was
hey,
yeah.
people-
Some parts they still do. That's right. They still do.
Hey, black
talking about
dudes
That's
from,
money.
from the
That
West
ain't.
Coast,
That don't
they
mean you
kinda
broke.
weird.
When you got a horse, you know how
No,
much it
I
costs to
don't think-
maintain a freaking horse.
Y'all remember
No,
the
I
real
don't- I
chance
don't
dudes?
associate- I
Remember the
don't
real chance
associate-
dudes from
I
reality
don't-
show? They was from Compton.
You know what?
Yeah, and
From
I don't
reality show.
How
associate
much a
horses
horse
with wealth.
costs, actually?
I associate horses with being country, not money.
Much
Oh,
does
yeah. They're country. Yeah, horses country.
cost
That's definitely
Yeah.
country.
by
Most cowboys do have a
Money
bunch
is
of
country
fucking money.
though.
horse?
Hell yeah, most of
Right,
them
it's
got
money
plenty of money.
country.
I don't give a damn. I still wouldn't wear no damn boots
Yeah.
and no big ass damn cowboy hat.
That should
To
look
buy
Nah,
a
they
horse,
used to
you
do that,
can
man, up to
expend-
around
You
84.
can expect to pay between $100 and $10,000. I could buy a horse for $100.
$100.
I panel.
It ain't gonna be shit.
I wouldn't buy a horse.
I
Nothing
panel.
else with some bitch.
What you? That's a
If
If
mule.
I ever had a horse and some bitch
He
bit me,
talking
I'd
about
shoot
the
the
horse.
shit out of something.
You gonna get a big
I
ass
want to get a horse
dog.
that's gonna bite me.
You talking about
I
a
can
pony costs about what 16,000? A pony,
More than that, ain't it?
$100 horse.
Shetland pony.
Yeah, you probably $100 horse back in the 50s and the 40s or something, or 1920s. Yeah.
Oh, you thinking the 40s? Maybe in the 1800s.
They gonna give you a big
You
ass
find-
dog.
You find you a good horse right now.
yeah, give you a
See
big ass
your,
dog.
see your silly ass off.
It's so some edges on it up.
So Dex, let me ask you
Exactly.
this, Dex. Were you in the sentiment of washing your feet once a year, just like them Cowboys? Motherfucker?
No. I'm cityfied, but I'm just telling you,
Okay.
in my city, we had horses, and people had horse stables.
Well, that was horse
You know
and
what I mean?
buggy days.
Some of my friends, we used to go to their house. They have big ass yard, and they got horses and chickens and pigeons and all kinds of shit.
You can see old footage of Los Angeles from the early days that's been
Mhm.
colorized on YouTube. Really amazing stuff. Like some of the
I know,
streets
it's
we all
crazy.
know in LA. You
Yep.
can see
But
them
see,
as
the
they were
stuff in LA,
developing.
stuff in LA was still country when we was well fashioned in Chicago, though, Dex. I can tell you that now.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, Chicago's one of the older cities. LA's an older city as well, though.
Hey, they skip over that like, yeah. Oh, cool. That
Yeah,
man
I
used to
mean-
be fresh. Shit, that man.
I mean,
Yeah,
that-
Chicago and New York was like one of the two sophisticated cities, though, in the
Exactly.
That's
United
right.
States.
Exactly. That boy got more.
So I don't
style,
know why
them
you don't
boys
believe that
got
I ain't
all
never
the-
wear. I
everything
don't
on
know
there.
why you
I
don't
would
believe I ain't never wore a pair of blue jeans then.
Because you in
hey,
Texas,
listen,
that's why I'm
trying to
saying.
break down the decks. Like,
I'm not from
everywhere is
Texas.
not
Just
the way
because
it's
I moved to Texas, I have not changed my ways not one bit.
So you haven't assimilated into the Texan culture.
Hell
Not
no,
fully.
brother. You would shit. No,
You haven't
All I
tried
ever-
to throw a lasso at something yet, Marvin?
man, I ain't even
Like
You
by
ain't never been to a
accident?
rodeo?
It's one of them.
Marvin, you never been to a rodeo?
I ain't hell no.
You ain't buy
Nah,
no
hell
monster
no. I
truck
don't
rally
deal-
I don't know
tickets?
about this. I don't know about this, Marvin.
I know
I'm
you
sure you're
had some
Texas.
I
monster
don't
truck
deal with
rally
nothing
tickets, Marvin.
country.
Marvin, you never
I
drunk
don't
no
deal with
molasses?
nothing country. Hell no. You
Hey,
see
we
that
drunk no
picture, man?
spirit?
Sitting in that chair.
Marvin, you got a bottle of moonshine right there?
All right. You see that picture mine's on my avatar right there? You think I got on some damn cowboy boots with that robe? Hell no.
What about that 100? What about that 100 proof?
Oh, I drink
What's
now.
that,
I drink
White
that
Lightning?
moonshine. I used to drink that
Yeah, the
moonshine down
moonshine?
here with them. Hell
Okay,
no,
okay.
shit, yeah. I drank some of that.
There you go.
What about Jaeger?
Now you know what, man? I went to Tennessee. I had one of my nieces lived in Tennessee.
What part?
They got some damn moonshine in Tennessee, the best I ever
I know. What
tasted
part
in my
though?
life.
Nashville?
Huh?
Nashville? What part?
I can't
Nashville
remember.
or
it was a
Knoxville?
while back. No, it was a while back, so I can't remember the city. But they got some. It's called apple pie moonshine. That's the best moonshine I ever tasted in my life. Tastes just
I've
like
been to
apple pie.
Knoxville. I've been to Nashville. I've been to Memphis, and I've been to what else city I've been to in Tennessee? Franklin. I've been to Franklin, Tennessee.
I mean, you know, I'm gonna give you an example of how I was when I first got here. I was a supervisor at Quaker Oats. I was 23, and I never in my I told you I never wore blue jeans and I always wore dress shoes every day, every day. Well, I
Shout out
got
to
sent to
Zen.
Newport, Tennessee to train the company down there to make Wolf Brand chili. Well, I went down there
Oh,
with
okay.
about four
Hey, yeah,
suits,
Garfield, they still
four
got the
dress
slave
suits,
quarters
and all
down
of my
there.
dress shoes and all of that. Man, you should have seen them damn people looking at me. They thought they ain't know who they like. Who the hell is you? I'm like, damn, y'all ain't never seen a brother in a suit, because that's all I ever wore, man. Dress clothes. That's all I ever wore.
Shit, he was looking like a Mississippi pimp. Bitch better have my
Hey, Dick, I got a question for you though.
Yes, sir.
How long till Jello realize he ain't NBA talent, go try out for the Dallas Cowboys, play tight end?
There's no such thing.
The Dallas
And
Cowboys.
I'm not going to even qualify that with an answer.
I feel like LeVar Ball can talk Jerry Jones into something once he realized they ain't winning
No.
I mean, y'all remember when Shannon Sharp was saying he'll turn Jello
Now,
into a
Shannon
tight end?
Sharp did say that. He did say that.
Listen,
Y'all
all the
remember
little
that?
long court passes Jello used to catch from Lonzo in high school. You won't tell me he can't be no good tight end?
Listen, you know what? I seen him play ice. I mean, I didn't personally see him, but on the Instagram, I think it was Lonzo Instagram, where they was playing football at the mansion.
I remember that.
And
And that's
Lonzo's
why I
playing
say,
quarterback.
like, I know them boy in the NBA right now, so that's hindsight 2020. I think Lonzo could have been a quarterback. I think he'd have been a damn good, decent quarterback if he had decided to take the football route. But you know them boy daddy, and I want them to play a route.
I think it would have been like a Kaepernick. What you think? He'd been like a Colin Kaepernick, could run and throw.
I think he got real good instincts. I think he got the capability of learning real good, seeing that he changed the whole jumper within a year, and he take most NBA players years.
Oh, man, you stole my thunder. I was going to talk about that today.
Oh, I thought you were about to say, oh, yeah, now I talking that good stuff. Y'all like when I talk good. As soon as I see one little negativity.
No panic, no bullshit.
See, you
panic, no bullshit. I was going to talk about that today, how Lonzo turned his game around within a year, and the difference was he was in a cloak of darkness when he did it, where Liangelo is out front. I was gonna talk about that and relate that to. But you go ahead, do your thing.
No, I mean, I personally think, Lonzo could have been a good quarterback. I think Jello.
He threw that ball, didn't he? I think he threw that ball to was it LaMelo or Liangelo to caught that ball?
Yeah, like if you watch him in high school, even catching long pass, he don't never drop a pass. I've never seen Jello fumble a pass, none of that when they throw him deep. So if he apply the same want to for football, and you tell me a team wouldn't give him a try tight end. He's 6'5". I don't know how much
he would have been Antonio Gates. He would have been Antonio Gates or Tony Gonzalez.
Antonio Gates, he been athletic for a tight end, but he been all athletic in basketball. So when
Tony Gonzalez too. I don't remember Antonio Gates playing basketball. I've never seen him play, but I saw Tony Gonzalez play.
He moved just
I seen him play when he was in college.
Slow feet, all that.
And Julius Peppers. Don't forget him. When he played at the University of North Carolina. Remember that, right?
Yeah.
He played for NC. Julius Pepper was a power forward. He was pretty good, but he was a better football player. Yep. Nobody don't even talk about Julius Peppers.
So don't. I say the narrative around your career shapes how people look at you afterwards, no matter how good you've been. And Julius Pepper probably top 10 in history defensive ends.
Yep. Power forward for NC. I remember seeing him play.
Like my team was the Skins, right? Remember Dexter Manley?
Oh, you like the Skins, Dexter Manley. Yeah, the illiterate. Yeah.
Yeah, but the way the narrative around his career, they don't want to talk about him like he one of the top players because he like, cause we bring him out, we got to bring all the extra junk that come along with him.
Right. Yeah.
And that's why.
But it was amazing how he get to the pros and he couldn't read and write.
Yeah.
Like how is that? So they just passed him along, and he stuttered. Didn't Dexter Manley stutter?
Yeah.
That's why they never gave him an interview.
Yeah. I used to love watching the ESPN Classic channel.
Yeah. Dexter Manley was a beast though.
Old heads used to get away with murder back then, man. These stories only happened in the goddamn 70s and 80s, bro. For real. Imagine.
One with Jordan C. He walk in the locker room and them boy had lines over here.
But that's always been in the NBA though. You know that, right?
Huh?
That's always been in NBA.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, not like I know, like I
That's their
know,
drug
know,
of
but
choice,
like I hear
cocaine.
about it.
I felt bad because he kind of put a couple teammates out there that he shouldn't have.
Who did he put out? I never saw The Last Dance. Who did he put out there?
Andrew Wiggins' father.
What? Mitchell? He put Mitch out there like that?
He was on the team.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow. He called his dad a dope fiend.
That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
Hey, quiet as it kept, he wasn't.
He said Gary Hogaboom.
Quiet as it kept, he wasn't the only dope fiend in the league. He just was more publicized.
I know, it was a bunch of them. That's why I said Marvin's a bunch of them. At one time, everybody was a damn dope fiend in basketball.
And because the Lakers ain't without theirs, they got one. You know what I'm talking
Yep.
about.
Lakers had a few dope fiends.
It's fucked up.
I ain't gonna get in that. I ain't gonna talk about that issue though. They had a few dope fiends throughout the years.
Yeah. But like I said, it's all about but you don't hear them talk about how good these players is from that era, because it's like, I mean, when you bring them up, you got to bring up the negative too. Like when Michael Vick, like he not invented the scrambling quarterback, because I know you had like Steve Young and Warren Moon and all that, but he took that down to a new level. But you don't hear about Michael Vick as much unless a fan talking about him, because what he did outside of the game, like the media bring that up, like you got to bring that up too. So that's what I've been saying about the Kyrie thing. Like, regardless if you agree with what he's saying or not, like the stuff that comes with talking about Kyrie is like, you don't want to have to bring that up. Like, they clowning for the flat earth thing, right? Which everybody can say, okay, well, shit, whatever. But at the end of the day, like that,
shit. That's the
not Clinton Longley.
But
like
see, I
that,
understand what
that
you're
gets
saying,
the
though,
ball
Panic. But
rolling
see,
with him.
Kyrie not making it no better for itself.
Exactly.
He ain't trying to, he ain't making it no better for itself. He don't give a damn. He lets
I think Clint Longley played at Iowa,
I mean, but
right?
what he really doing, though?
Kyrie
He was an
ain't do
Iowa
nothing wrong,
Hawkeye.
man.
What
Kyrie
Kyrie
ain't
really
done
doing?
nothing wrong.
I tell you what he's doing.
Oh, man.
Well, I tell you what he's doing. He's doing
He ain't
exactly
doing
what I
nothing
did
wrong.
my whole life. He going the other way when everybody going one way. I never followed nobody.
That's a leader.
That would be being a follower,
Right.
though, if he did
You're
that.
right.
You know?
I know that, but it's not accepted when you're supposed to be a public figure. They don't like it.
But just like Charles Barkley said, I am not a role model. Like you don't have to just look up to like they NBA players. Like we shouldn't look at LeBron for political advice. You know what I mean? Like you can't just.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Listen, just the whole thing with becoming a follower is you a groupie, and if you're gonna go with the flow, then you're gonna be a follower. Leaders are born leaders almost, and they're usually driven from your parents, from your dad. If you like being in the crowd, see, when I was coming up, I never rode 4 deep in the car with my partners. Always by myself. I always was. It's just something I just learned.
Dolo.
A solo brother. Yeah, I always been like that.
But see, the thing about Kyrie is right here, like
Think about Kyrie what?
The thing about I lose my track. I've been saying about the solo John. I'm about to agree with him. Like, yeah, like you being the leader at that point, because people see that, and like as you get older, you realize you lose more friends. So you at some point you do end up become solo dolo.
That's how you know you're going in the right direction, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
the
thing I said about Kyrie is like, I look at somebody. I said this one time. I forget who was saying it, but it been somebody on YouTube was saying it, and they've been explaining how you should. Not somebody on YouTube. It was somebody interviewing the NBA player that played with Kyrie or whatever, and they described Kyrie perfectly how you should understand him. He's an artist. Like even when you watch him play basketball, he's an artist. And what's the one thing they always say about artists in any genre, whether it's hip hop, not hip hop, whether it's music, painting, entertainment, whatever it is like they need to be free to think. They can't just follow what everybody going, because that numbs their creativity. So when you look at Kyrie and you just look at his game shows you artistic ability just in that. So when he going throughout his day, he need his time to like. Okay, you ever see somebody make music, and then sometimes they make music like frequently, and then sometimes they fall back and they need to be inspired. That's Kyrie. So y'all want him to be somebody else when he just being himself.
And you know what?
And you know what?
And that's why.
And you get those tendencies. I'm sorry, you get those tendencies by. When I was younger, I always hung out with older gentlemen, with older guys, and it is true. You are who you hang out with. You can actually turn into the people who you hang out with.
You hang out with the right people, you can learn more. If you hang out with the wrong ones, you can end up bad. It's just what it is, you know.
Yeah. And that's what too I was gonna say, and that's why too, like you said, the whole thing with Kyrie, how he different, ain't no follow or whatnot, and that's why I really salute KD, because he ain't allowing
Yeah.
them people to do him like that. And he's saying,
Right.
and since you gonna do him like that, motherfucker, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because this was the deal. You take care of him, and you don't have to worry about me. I'm gonna be here. But since you doing him wrong, I'm out. You know what I'm
And you
saying?
know
And
one of
that's
my
what you, that's
one
what
of
you
my little
call.
lines that I've
Let me
always
say this.
used.
And that's what you call is hard to find. That's what you call loyalty right there.
Exactly.
You're right.
Exactly.
You
One
know?
of my old lines that I always use in my whole life, man, until this very day, I used to always say, you know, they hated all the greatest people: Jesus Christ, Martin Luther King, Marvin Tatum. I would always say that. And if you
Yeah.
can realize,
Marvin
most
Tatum.
great people are disliked.
I have something very similar to that, Marvin.
And that's funny because it's
I
funny
have
that you say
something
that,
very
Marvin.
similar to
Yeah.
that. Damn, that's
I
crazy.
have followed that rule my whole life.
Marvin, you know what I used to say? I used to
What's
tell
that?
people as you know, because when I was growing up, the Knicks weren't good. It was kind of trash. So I was like, yo, if people hating on you, that means you're doing good. Nobody hate the Knicks. They always
That's
whooping
right.
them.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
know, like, you know, people. That's when people don't like you.
It's
Yeah.
either jealousy or envy. One on
Mm-hmm.
one.
Yeah.
You
Like
know?
people hate what they want to be. Like if you see somebody being freely and doing their own thing and whatever they doing, and you want to be like that, but you just ain't that. You timid or like you a follower. You hate it. You say things about it and make it seem like that person doing something so different. When it's like, no, you just scared to be yourself. Kyrie being himself, regardless of what that is, he being himself.
Well, I'm gonna ask you
More.
guys a question. Do
Go
you
ahead,
think
bro.
it's easier? You guys think it's easier when we were younger to get a woman if you was with four of your buddies or by yourself?
When I was
Depending on the type of females you approaching, but in
I
most
never looked at
me
it that way. I
personally,
never looked at. I
okay.
never looked at it that way. I always looked at it. I didn't need no help because usually if
Oh,
I'm with
you
my
mean like
homeboys,
help
one,
getting the female?
no, you know, usually one of them gonna fuck up and say something wrong, and you ain't gonna get ain't damn one
Right.
of y'all gonna get the damn one.
Oh yeah. Then being by yourself.
You
Like
by
most,
yourself, you
like
got better
listen, and
chance.
that's something that a lot of people don't want to admit. Most dudes got issues conversating with women in general.
facts.
So when they get
Well, that
around females, you know how something like remember the dude who always be like, "Hey, what all the bitches at? Where all the bitches at? Where all the bitches at?" They don't
Where's
know how to
my
converse.
hug? Where's my
Yeah,
well,
hug,
see,
nigga?
no
yeah,
panic. That goes back to the days that me and Dex and some older gentlemen grew up. We used to really rap, and the same
right.
thing with rap songs now. How R&B back in the day is different than rap is today. They had
Marvin,
a message. They had a message
The
in that
R&B
music,
is
man.
too. The
y'all ain't used
R&B
to
different than it
b-boy
was
dance
back then
for
too,
girls
man.
too?
What's that?
Y'all ain't used to do your little b-boy dances?
No, man.
You from
Back
Chicago,
in the
you
day.
ain't do a head spin or nothing?
Well, you do you come up and do your little thing, but I always by myself, so it would. You know what? I would be in the club. I would always just be hanging out in the corner, back in the table by myself, and I wouldn't hardly even run up on no women. If I look for a woman, it's more you wouldn't believe it. If you don't say nothing to them, they'll come up to you and ask you what's wrong with you, instead of
Right.
you running in their
That's a fact.
face.
Yeah, see,
And that's
nowadays
when
it's
you
all
usually
about
get
the
them.
aesthetics. Like whatever you put out there for them to see, like you still got to make a move, but you got to have what the aesthetic of what people in this generation want to see, got to be put in front of them for you to actually have a chance. Because other than that, it's like okay, like this new thing, like oh yeah, like girls want a tall dude, and it's like damn, that's the only requirement now. Like back in your days, I'm pretty sure like y'all actually had to
Yeah,
put work in,
it's
like
it's
walk
different
up,
now. See,
introduce
just like
yourself,
now, women
talk
Got
to
almost
him,
accept
this, that,
being
and the third.
tall,
just
Like
like
fat
nowadays.
nowadays, and
dude.
I hate to say this, but nowadays women almost accept being called a hoe or a bitch. It wasn't like that in my day. That was disrespectful. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like y'all actually had to show that y'all was interested. Nowadays, like we ain't
Well,
gotta do all that.
No
We ain't
panic,
gotta
I
do all
mean,
that.
honestly. You don't run across a female who won't even talk to you if you don't got a car?
I mean, I
yeah,
never in that
they got
position, but I mean,
stipulations.
yeah, shit, females do that all the time.
Now they put the pedestal high as fuck. They missing out on good ass opportunities. Straight
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that. Yeah. But you
Cause
know
like I
what?
mean,
That's
if you
because
from like
they being trained by like all these damn TV shows and shit. That's
Mm-hmm.
what the standard
Yeah.
is. So they looking for that, and then they wonder why they always end up heartbroken because you looking in all the wrong places. You
Pretty
looking
much.
for you looking for what the creators out there of these nonsense ass TV shows want you to have. You know,
Yeah, pretty much. That shit. That's
you
a
know,
fact.
ha-
Look in that
ma-
shade room, city
you know,
girls, and they think that's what life is. But
and all of that, and they think because you ain't going to jail, you doing the right things. They think you a lame for doing that shit. Just like, man,
Yeah.
I ain't never
Yeah.
heard nothing like that before. You
Right.
know,
yeah, that's
like
crazy.
shit. Well, cause I don't want to be in the system. Shit, I'm like, man, y'all head all in the wrong
They
place.
call it thug. They call it thug life.
Yeah, right. You know,
Something that's what we avoided back in our day.
right,
It's
exactly.
glorified today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and see,
highly
you know,
glorified. You know,
and Marvin, you probably can attest to this. In your day and age, like everybody couldn't be on the block. Like if somebody see you and you out there and you don't supposed to be out there, or you don't look like you got the heart for that, or you even brought up like that, them boys check you and be like, no, I ain't selling nothing to you. Nowadays,
Yeah,
like everybody want a quick buck.
you
It's
know,
like
I can't. I can't remember, but somebody came on the panel and said that it was back in the day. See, look, if we did something wrong back in my day, I lived on a street that had
you
maybe
get your
what
ass whooped by
you
everybody
got
on the
your
block.
ass whooped
Damn
from
now.
one house to the
Yeah.
next on the way to the house. Your next door neighbor was your mom and daddy until you got home, bro.
Right.
So we was raised differently. You know, I brought up a case one time in another on another panel about how we used to eat dinner together at the dinner tables. That's a lost art nowadays. That
That's a
family
fact.
oriented.
Everybody in a different room on their phone eating and shit. You know.
Yeah, you know, we didn't
Hey,
that shit didn't go like that when I was coming up. You sat your ass at that table and made sure you ate them black eyed peas, and then you went and did whatever you wanted to do.
like on Crooklyn.
Yeah.
You
I
made
mean,
that
you
boy
know, I know it's a lost art. I
Yeah.
know it might sound crazy to a lot of younger people, but what that does is it teaches you how to be family oriented, and that shit went a long way, man.
And that shit,
Hey,
man,
Marvin.
listen, the way,
Hey,
to be honest with
Go
you,
ahead, go.
Unstoppable and Marvin, some of our parents should have been arrested.
Well, yeah, they did do us bad. You're right.
They did it bad. I'm talking about extension cords,
But still, though,
switches.
I mean, it was needed though. But look where you are, though, Dex.
No,
Look.
Yeah, nah, bro. That
It ain't
PlayStation
needed.
wire wasn't needed, Marvin.
Yeah.
No.
I ain't never. Okay, let me say this. I ain't never got my ass. I ain't never got my
I done
ass
got
whooped
some
with no
good
extension
ones.
cord. My parents didn't do that. They
I
didn't
got
beat
whooping
my ass.
extension cord. I got whooping in the bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got.
Hey,
It's all right. Y'all go in there and change them clothes. Y'all change your clothes. Get in that bathtub. Wash your butt. Soon you in the
Get
butt,
your ass
you get in the
towed.
water good. Next thing you know, here she come busting through the door.
Listen,
I
get them
told
beat
y'all.
with
I
brooms
told
and
y'all.
all that
Stop
shit.
me.
They
Be
like,
like, what the hell? I
Yeah,
thought it
we
was
used to
all
think that mama.
good.
and
You
you
know,
know
and
the crazy thing about it.
you
The
know
crazy
what,
thing about
Dex?
that
And you know
whole
what's so
situation.
ironic? You know what's so ironic? Dex said, "Here she come."
My mama should have been looking
was
for bail
way.
money.
Mama was way worse than Daddy. Always.
Yeah.
Mama was. You
No,
want to
Pops
fuck
was
with Mama,
cool.
bro.
Pops was kind of cool a little bit. He popped you upside your
Yeah.
head or something, sock
Yeah,
you in your
but
chest.
Mama damn near killed you. Could have
but
sworn
he
you
ain't
was
been
getting
bad.
killed when Mama got
Yeah.
a hold of your ass.
You used to run under the
Mama get
table,
hold.
under beds,
Hey, Marvin.
First thing,
run straight out the
anything
house.
she sees,
Damn
she
near
hit you
knock the
upside the
screen
head
door
with that
down.
motherfucker.
Hey,
Go ahead,
Marvin.
go ahead, Unstoppable.
Hey,
Go ahead.
You got a
do you
quick
guys
question
remember
from
screen doors? Do y'all remember screen doors?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hold on. What's that, Unstoppable? What you say,
Hey,
Unstoppable?
you got a quick question from Rap Guy Reloaded. He wants to know, are you a Tupac fan? I guess from what you
You know, I wasn't never. I was R&B. I like Tupac, yeah, but I wasn't no heavy rap guy. But I was all because I used to I when I got to Dallas, I used to teach stepping, so I always was smooth with
Oh,
mine.
you brought some
I
of that
ain't never.
Chicago stepping in their ass?
Yeah, I was tearing their ass up. I used to
Chicago
down.
Marvin,
gangsters.
you was down south stepping. They stomped
Man,
the
I
yard
taught a
like
whole
the
bunch of people
movies.
down here.
Marvin used to listen to them
Yeah,
Chicago gangsters. Marvin used to
Nah,
listen to Chicago
Marvin.
gangsters.
I was a stepper,
Nah,
bro.
not like
Yeah,
something.
I was a
No,
straight
not like
stepper.
something yard.
Don't,
You got
Oh yeah, I'm talking about
you got
stepping. See, they don't
you
know
got to
about that. They don't know about that.
you got to
Unstoppable.
type it in YouTube. Type in
No, R.
Chicago.
Kelly
Hey,
taught us how
listen.
to step. What are you
Hey,
talking about?
listen. And
Chicago. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah, R. Kelly stepping. Yeah, that's
Hey,
what I
listen,
used to do
Marvin,
down here.
and y'all did like y'all could have gone to little parties and dance and all that for the females to look at y'all and feel like, oh yeah, like say he a dancing girl like that. Nowadays, if you go to club dancing, like you getting clowned, them girls look at you like you lame as hell.
Shit, when I was,
No, we used to
I remember
slow
when I first
dance.
Dancing ass
No,
nigga.
yeah,
hey,
boy, you
hey,
talking
no
about so you
panic. We used
break
to
say
slow dance, no panic.
break
Well, no
say
Yeah, and that's why I say you
say
can't do
listen,
none of that now.
it's
You can't
depending
do
on
none of that now.
it's depending
Dex.
on
I
what
remember
dance
slow
you're doing
dancing
though.
and breaking the
No
woman's
panic.
back coming over so damn far.
Play another slow
Shit.
dance. Play it for
Come on,
me.
Dex, you ain't got to
Play
go that
another
damn shit.
slow dance for me.
Man, I'm telling
For me
man,
and
when I
my
first check this
baby.
out, guys. When I first got here, I met a lady named Shira. Her name was Shira. Looked just like Patti LaBelle. We used to go to the club down here, man, and I was a stepping fool back then. Boy, we get on the floor and everybody in the club would step back
You
because
had him looking like
I was
Patti LaBelle. I had him
and
looking
I was
like
I was Morris Day because I had my wig done just like his. I was cold
what?
You had a
beast, boy.
wig?
No,
No,
you
that's
talking
what I
about
used to
his
call
hair.
my
You talking
hair.
about
Yeah,
You
his
I know
hair.
know,
what
Yeah.
you mean, bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
listen,
wig
that's
mean your
just
hair.
crazy
Yeah.
how much time on changed, man.
Hey,
Well, you sound
Marvin
like
had
these people
that
down here
gook
on
on his hair.
Southboard.
Marvin had that gook on his hair.
Hey,
First time they
Marvin
seen
had it.
that shit.
Marvin had it fried, dyed, laid to the
Looking like
side.
James
No,
Brown.
I ain't never had no perm. I mean, I ain't
Ain't
never
no
had
way.
no curl. I had always had perms.
Yeah,
Always
he
had
had that
perms.
slick back. My mom used to call it gook. She tell my brother, you put all that gook on your head for a boy.
Hey, you never rocked the you never rocked the Jerry curl before, Marvin?
I know you did, Marvin.
Just
I know
let
you had a
your
leather jacket
guard
too, Marvin.
down. I know Marvin's out there rocking the Jerry curl, man.
I know he had a leather jacket with some
Uh,
blue jeans.
they always knew
Yeah,
Marvin. They
with some
always knew
spike,
Marvin
with
was
some
in the
spikes
building.
with a spike glove.
They
Marvin
always
had a
knew
spike
Marvin was
glove.
in the building because you could follow the drip, follow the drip, follow the drip. Like, oh shit, Marvin up in here, man. You see all this shit on the floor, man? Marvin in here.
Yeah, Marvin up in here.
Hey, listen,
Mama, you
that's
know
why he
Marvin
got
done
all them
came.
little
Marvin done
plastic
came
wraps on the
home.
couch. All that damn Jerry curl juice
Yeah,
dripping
juice,
people
yeah.
couches.
I know Marvin spending out at them girls' house. He wake up and mess up their little satin pillows. Boy, you just get up out of here. Go wash your head.
Hey, but listen, I'll pay decent money to go and live in that time. Not certain areas now. I ain't talking about like I don't go through damn segregation and all that. I would pay money to go
Rico's having a
back in
ball.
time and what Marvin talking about to the clubs and parties that he going to just to experience
Oh,
that.
they had a good time back in the
That's a
day, bro.
fact.
Back in the day, that's when you know what, man. When folks was, I'll say, was more united back then, man. They wasn't on no bullshit. You know,
Shit,
nowadays
they'll cut your ass with one of them straight razors.
No, unstoppable. It's
know,
just the cops weren't shit back then. That's what
like
it was.
Hey, listen,
they still ain't
So
shit
they
now.
used
You
to
know,
get but they used to get
and
rid.
the
They used to
standard of
do
a
everything
the
back
standard
then.
of a man or a woman different nowadays. Like nowadays, like this my theory on how things evolve,
the
right?
energy been switched, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like before Tupac, right? And I ain't trying to come at Tupac by nothing, but Tupac changed how women view black men as far as being men. So now instead of us just looking at men as somebody who provide and protect, we looking at them like, oh, you got to be a thug to be a man. You got to have some aggressiveness to be a man. Instead of just being like, oh no, it's shit. He handle his business, he do this and the third. So now it's so messed up. And on top of it, like, and can't take this out of it, dudes. We've been not we as me, but like a lot of dudes ain't been taking care of their kids. So a lot of women been raising kids on their own. But instead of they teaching their daughters to pick better or to whatever the case may be, they raise them and say, you don't need a man, you don't need a man. So nowadays, like leading up to social media and all that, things different. Like I feel sorry for anybody in high school and middle school coming up right now and they got their mind on love. That shit gonna be crazy for them to find.
That's
Like
fair.
everything
I agree.
changes off of just certain things we idolize.
You said, man, they programmed, bro. That's what it is, you know. Damn programmed.
Like
They don't.
nowadays, you meet a girl right now. I meet a girl right now on social media, bro. The first thing she gonna say is how tall you is. I be proud 6'2". She
You
don't even
said you
see
be
how I
lying.
look.
Penny, why are you
No,
giving
hell
up
no.
all this false information?
You can't. Hell no, bro. Listen, imagine lying, saying you 6'2", and you pull up on her, you like 5'7", 5'6". Hell no, that's catfishing. I just trying to make the example that like that's the standard of what women. Not saying all now. We like to say all.
Panic
But
is
for the most
about
part,
how old you about 5'6",
hell
maybe
no.
about 100, maybe about
I weigh a size 11 in shoes.
45 pounds.
5, 6.
Yeah, because you weird build. I'm finna describe you. 100,
Hey, Marvin, the link is
145
dropped,
pounds
Marvin.
with an oversized head and some long ass feet.
Hey, listen, speaking of oversized head, hey, Nick,
that's no
Nick,
panic.
I heard the vibrating.
Next.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Situation with those dogs. I need to check out on you.
No. There you go with that bestiality. Marvin, you got to scroll up, Marvin.
Trying to fuck you.
The link is right above you, Marvin.
What did you say? You
Marvin said drop the link, and the link is right above him.
To smash you. What you talking about? No.
Yeah, he on some bestiality.
Dex, let y'all know what happened?
Nah. I don't need to know.
Well, Dex, you want me to tell a story? You got him.
Well, you tell your version. I'm just gonna wait till you start lying till I bust it.
So what happened was Dex has 2 dogs, boyfriend, girlfriend. He tried to separate them. The boy dog feel like, hey, chill out. So time going by, a couple of hours, minutes, whatever. Dex goes to bed. I don't know if he go to bed with clothes on or without clothes on. But
no, I sleep butt naked for your information.
Okay, cool. Even worse.
I'm rich.
So he says the dog
I'm rich, bitch.
He tries to fuck him.
He said the dog tried to smash him.
The dog
tries
to fuck him.
No, that ain't how it went. That ain't. He wildin'. He wildin'.
Ask Marvin if I lying.
Yo, Marvin, pull up.
This dude is mad because he's 5'4" with a big ass head.
Yo, ask
big
Marvin
ass
if I lying.
Yeah, no,
like a walrus.
Flight. Let Marvin in, bro. We gonna find out right now. We gonna find out. Hey.
No panic, man. He out here looking like a walrus. Big ass feet.
Hold on. Wait a minute, no panic. What they riding you for? No panic. What they talking about?
Nobody's riding no panic.
Marvin,
we need your perspective.
Panic feet look like some sea deals.
Marvin, we were just having a conversation about Sir Dex's unfortunate incident with his dog.
Oh Lord,
they don't believe me. So I want
don't bring that up
you to
again.
explain it and what happened.
Well, I think Dex kind of embarrassed about that moment, so I don't really want to bring it up to the chat and to the panel.
That's not embarrassing. It's not embarrassing.
Okay. All right, I'll bring it up. Okay, all right. So just set the record straight. Dex has a dog that's in love with him and his girlfriend dog. So Dex was having an episode one day, and I guess he felt like he could kind of, intimidate the dog and make him leave his woman, the other dog, and the dog got mad at Dex. Kind of took a bite out his ass. Then it was a time or two when the dog felt like maybe he could fuck Dex. I don't
know. Panic is mad because his feet just look like wet shoes.
Hey, listen,
shoes.
Listen.
You know how when you go scuba diving, them damn flaps everywhere. That's how Panic feet look like.
The same when I almost choked on my own laugh.
No, I didn't get a chance to tell you that day, Dex. But it was a movie out where this old white woman was on, and his dog was humping this dude's leg, and she told him, "Don't make him stop. He'll stop humping in a minute." I was thinking about you.
About Mary. That's what it is.
This is what happened. What happened was this.
There's something about Mary.
No Panic is describing 2 separate episodes. One episode when I got bit is that I was trying to separate my Rotties because he was with his girlfriend chilling, you know what I mean? And here come my ass trying to, show him out, like get your ass in your kennel. And he wasn't going for it. And he snapped and bit me, but he didn't, get no blood out of me. But he bit me viciously though. He let me know, like, you don't play with me. Don't play me, son. You see where I'm with my shorty. Don't play me, son. You know what I'm saying?
Not now.
So that was that situation. But another situation before he had his girlfriend, that's when, sometimes he'll try to think he can manhandle me. You know what I mean? I could just be sitting there watching Power or something, and then this damn dog would come jump on me and thinking he can wrestle me down. And then once I start standing up and wrestling back, he want to start humping. So, he's got a little gayish in him. You know what I mean? He can't tell. Yeah, he can't tell when he's smelling testosterone from when he's smelling estrogen.
In effect.
If all I'm saying, I don't know what the hell he thought.
And you wasn't letting him out.
So that was 2 different episodes, no panic. It wasn't like it was the same episode. It was 2 different things. When he bit me, he bit me with his girlfriend. But prior to his girlfriend, when he used to try to wrestle me, you know, and it's strange how, you know, he'll walk around me and everything while I'm watching TV and, you know, eating what I'm eating. And then all of a sudden, here he comes. I know he's coming. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know he's coming. So I get there, he doing all that type of stuff, trying to use his big, you know, rottweilers at them big ass heads, right? So he's trying to use his head to you know, to tussle me. So I get him up underneath his arms or his legs and just flip his motherfucking ass. You know, ow, 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 ow. And then if I'm just sitting there, if I'm sitting there watching TV or I'm on the you know the Xbox or whatever I'm doing, then he'll try to come and hump my back, but I'm sitting down. And just hump my back, and I just look at him like, dude, really? Like, really? And I was like, girl, get this damn dog before I flip him. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be one of them type of things because he didn't have a girlfriend at the time. So, you know, he was kind of horny, and I guess he must have thought I was a little sugar.
Well, Dex, you know they say if you don't never say no, he's gonna keep trying.
Yeah, I fooled his ass. Ain't no brown sugar over here, partner. You know what I'm saying?
At least you stay in your
ground. How old is he? How old is he, Dex? How old is he?
He's 3.
Well, he
but
was
now he's getting the dudes. No, that ain't really a pup. But he's getting vicious. Yeah, that's a dope.
I mean,
yeah,
but I think but that was over a year ago, though, right? He was 2 at the time, right?
Right,
that's equivalent to 21-year-old
Right, something like that, exactly. Dog years, yes, because 7 years, yeah.
Yeah, but 2 years old.
He's getting aggressive. All I can say, the dog is getting aggressive. You know, he's being a beast.
So I could have looked at all them, and they knew what time it was.
Hold up, Dex. You mean aggressive towards you, or towards like when he running up on the fence?
Trayvon, he's humping air. He's not humping me. He's humping air.
All right, but you mean he's getting aggressive towards you, or towards people walking across your fence?
Just people. He's just being more aggressive. You know, we used to be able to walk him without a chain because he's professionally trained. And so we used to walk him without a chain around the house, let him go to the backyard, you know, a little bit. We let him walk the driveway while I'm dumping the trash and things of that nature. And sometimes he'll go barking at a dog where a dog could bark and he wouldn't even pay attention to the dog.
Yeah, he thinks he the boss now, brother. That's what
now he think he the boss. Yes. So we have a thing we can zap him, right? We put it around his neck and we can zap him. So that's how we trained him without a leash. And now it seems like we got to put that thing back on him again and get him back. In
all right. So right now you're afraid to walk him without a leash. Will he chase people?
No, he don't chase people because I only have him out when there's nobody around. You know what I'm saying? When there's nobody around the neighborhood, I have him out a little bit, you know, because I live in a working neighborhood, so there ain't nobody hanging out and shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Do you think he's a big bluff? Will he charge and stop?
Yeah, he would charge a little bit, and he would definitely stop because he already know that he only charging for defending either me or her. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or his territory.
Yeah, his territory. Right, exactly. But outside of that, he really don't do too much charging or like that. Now, if a dog keep barking and barking, like we walk him one time up a little distance, and the dog keep barking, a little video dog keep barking and barking, then he'll go damn near tear that fence down just to get the dog to shut up.
Yeah, he's more towards territorial. Okay, so you don't walk him much away from your house, do you?
Not far. But if we walk him like at the Rose Bowl, you know, you ever heard of the Rose Bowl, right? Passing the Rose Bowl. So we don't live too far from the Rose Bowl. So when we go walk him down at the Rose Bowl, then we of course we have a leash on him. We don't let him roam free. Only about we let him roam free about a car.
You ain't never took him to a dog park either.
I never took him to a dog park. I don't know if she took him to a dog park or not. But I go out of town.
That'll let you know where he is if you took him to a dog park.
But when we go to the Rose Bowl, there's other dogs down there. We'll go to Brookside Park. There's other dogs down there.
Is he kind of rowdy?
Damn near dog, huh?
So Dex, when y'all
gonna
clean up this homeless situation over there? Every time I come to California, it's like just homeless people.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what thing about the homeless thing that has become a tourist attraction. Believe it or not.
Oh, that ain't fun.
That shit is annoying as hell. At first, it was kind of like interesting to look at, but after a while, that shit was like
to look at.
Yeah, man, actually, people come and that's a tourist attraction because what happens now?
They got one part where you got a bunch of tents all over the park.
They're called Tent City. That's called Tent City.
Goddamn.
What happened is, but yeah, that used to be downtown Los Angeles. Now they kind of move it a little outside of LA. But listen, let me tell you what happened, right? They gentrified downtown LA big time. And when they gentrified it, they went hard at it. So a lot of those hotels they used to have for low income, they turned those hotels into loft. Listen to what I'm telling you. They turned them into like $700,000 lofts. Some of them are millions. You follow what I'm saying? And these are places that one time people of low income used to live at. So since they did that, because they revamped the art district, because the art district is downtown, just like in Miami. The art district is like downtown, right? Oh, Miami is over there by what's that dangerous place across them tracks?
Oh shit! I know. Every time I come, you said Miami?
Yeah, in Miami.
Havana?
You ain't talking about like
not Little Havana.
Hollywood?
No. Hollywood's up towards Fort Lauderdale. No, it's Overton. That's the name of it. Overton. You never heard of that real dangerous area?
I heard
Overton?
of it on the first 48. I heard on the first 48.
Yes. I remember going
Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
So they have a little homeless area over there, right? Over there by the Salvation Army. Not as bad as it is in California though, but they have it in that little area. And the art district is across the track, and that's the high end area, right? The big old lofts and all the art, and where they have Art Basel. Because I've been to Art Basel. You ever been to Art Basel? Well, if you've never been to Art Basel, it's just an art festival down there in Miami, right? It's a big party for a whole week. I think it's a week or 2 weeks. But nevertheless, I've been there, and so I went over to Overton. Me, I'm going to the hood. I'm going to see what the hood looks like. Me and my partner, we went over there, man. We saw freaking Jamaicans and Haitians with red eyes. And one little kid, and how they do you, they ride their bicycles. So they ride their bicycles and they circling us like an Indian wagon. You know what I'm saying? So we're like, what the fuck? Said that's a different dude that went around the corner. Then one dude will do it on bicycle. He came, roll right up on us, and we say, "What's up, man? What y'all want? So I'm looking at this little motherfucker, right? From what I grew up, what you want is, are you looking for drugs? Right. You feel me? That's what I remember. What you want? I said, check this out, man. We don't do none of that. But my homeboy said, hold on. He said, what you got? I'm looking at this fool like, dude, you trying to get us robbed or something? He said, what you need? And he told him what he need, and that dude went and got it and brought it right back. I was like, dude,
Lauderdale and all that little area over there, like ain't nothing but a bunch of Haitians cooped up in the same little area.
Yeah, these are Haitians too, but it's a little Jamaicans over there too in Overton. But it's mostly Haitians. All that Opalaka, all that is Haitians and stuff like that. I think the Jamaicans live in like Miami Gardens and all that area over there. But the little dude, this little kid now. My partner told him what he wanted. The little kid went and got it and sold it to him. And I'm looking at this dude like, what the hell? He's like, man, don't worry about it, man. This one make sure we ain't the police. I was like, dude, don't ever do that again. You know what I'm saying? But I knew I was feeling a little something, right? I feel a little like something ain't right over here because I'm just seeing kids riding around their bikes. I didn't see no adults, man. Just kids riding their bikes. So that's how they do it down there.
Yeah, that's how
when you speak of that, I got a partner down in Seattle. You talk about homeless. I don't know if you guys ever been to Seattle.
Oh yeah, they another place too.
It is an epidemic.
I just feel like LA worse because LA is a nice place to be, but everywhere you walk, you damn near clipping over a homeless person just laying down or like Seattle. But they saying way. But go ahead.
In Seattle, I believe they got those in I believe it's in Vancouver, where they got those centers where they go and let the guys shoot up, so they don't have to be on the streets. Now here in Dallas, they don't play that shit down here, Dex, and no panic. They got places they put people down here, so it's not as bad. It used to be bad here, but it's not. Texas don't play. They're about economy, and if you got if your grass is too high, you're gonna get a fine from the city, bro.
Yeah, it's cheap to live down there too.
There's places in Florida that fines you or take you to jail for being homeless or something like that. So they punish you for being homeless.
Why like them boys? You get punished for even giving money to the homeless.
Yeah, if your yard, if your trees are overflowing like over the sidewalk, over the street or something, you got to take care of that shit. They don't play that shit here.
Oh yeah, that's just in any homeowner's neighborhood. You got to do that. You you got to have you got to manicure your yard. We have to manicure our yard.
Well, hold up, Dex.
It's
I'm
mandatory.
from Chicago. Dex, I'm from Chicago, Gary. I be damn. There's so many damn weeds up there. That's why there's so many damn dead people everywhere. They can hide people in all these bushes and weeds and shit.
But
no,
but some homeowners association do not allow you to neglect your landscape.
Hey, Dex, and the homeless in LA, and he got benefits doing it.
That's why I was getting ready to say before I digress to Miami. A lot of people all over United States migrate to Los Angeles just to be homeless, because a lot of homeless people get as much money as other people get where they come from. Like you could be homeless and get about $600 a month in cash and about $400 a month in food stamps. So that's $100 a month outside of your hustling and panhandling.
Right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
the
saying?
cost of living is sky high. Cost of living is sky
They ain't
high,
living
right?
nowhere. They living in Tent City. They ain't paying no bills. And then they got to, because my brother works with the homeless, right? Especially with the kids. So what they do is, if you're a woman and you single, all you got to do is go to a shelter for about 30 days and they're gonna give you housing. And a lot of times you can get, if you're in LA, you get housing in LA County. So that means Santa Monica, Beverly Hills, Westwood, Santa Monica, Brentwood. You can get housing in Pasadena. You get housing in Arcadia, Monrovia, Duarte, Eagle Rock, Glendale, Burbank, a lot of high-end areas. That's outside of LA, you know what I mean? In the suburb part. Torrance, you follow what I'm saying? Carson, Compton, Compton got some nice areas too. Compton's not raggedy at all. They got nice areas. Compton. So if all you got to do is be single with a kid and go to a what you call that again? One of them housing places. I just said it.
Shelter.
A shelter, yeah, shelter. Your homeless shelter, and you can get money. And while you in that homeless shelter, they give you $200 cash, and I think $200 in food stamps or something like that. Cash the first time, and then you get food stamps every month. But you got to go through this program, and this program that my brother helped you go through is that you got to look for a job. You know what I'm saying? Some people really look for a job, and then some people just be faking. You know what I'm saying? They just fake it, fake it till they make it. And then women, they get priority. Women with kids get super priority. Men don't get the priority, but they can be there and they can get housing as well. So, and then some of them, they get housing. Some people sell their housing. They get their voucher and then find somebody and sell their voucher. And that person would pay rent in their name and while they stay homeless.
So when people come visit LA, right? Cause like when I visit, I try to find different places to stay, but I always just trust one place. I don't know if you ever heard of what a place called Hotel Angelino.
Oh, extended stay.
No, I can't. No,
is that extended stay?
Angelino?
No, there's so many damn hotels, but I don't know all of them. But
I can't remember but I always stay at that one. But
which street?
I can't remember. I was trying to remember the name. Oh, let me look them up real quick. I just
because because you got a lot of extended stays where you can pay like $700 a week. And you can stay in that hotel for a week.
Did like a load, just come out there for like maybe a couple of days. On Church Street. North Church Street.
And what?
It's called Hotel Angelino.
North Church and what?
Oh, I don't know.
It's the major street. Because Church Street is not a major street.
I go to that same hotel.
Yeah, but I don't know what part of Church Street. I don't know if it's a Wilshire district. I don't know if it's Hancock. I mean, what part of Church Street? It could just be West Hollywood.
Hold on. But it might be West Hollywood. Because that sounds familiar now that you say that.
Mm-hmm.
But 170 North Church Lane.
Yeah, but I don't know what the major streets that's next to it. So I don't know exactly where that is. But nevertheless, yeah, that homeless problem it's more so, like I said, it's a tourist attraction. Long as you don't mess with them white folks down there, you good. They don't bother you. Because you got a lot of yuppies that live in that art district, and they walk their dogs right through the squalor of homelessness and go through those little fancy little restaurants they have out there and sit outside, and a bum can just walk past, but you better not be asking the white folks for no money. They give you money that's on their own, you know what I mean? You can't be out there soliciting or nothing like that. They come, police gonna come take your ass. You don't even see where the police come from either. It seems like they come out the walls. Like, damn, where that police officer come from?
Yeah,
You know
I've been
saying?
on what street that is with Hollywood Walk of Fame on. I've been down there.
They got a lot of Hollywood Walk of Fame. They got them on Hollywood. They got them on Vine. They got them on Highland.
Hollywood then.
They got them on Franklin. Yeah.
Man, we walking down there,
got them on Sunset.
Try to smoke and walk at the same time, and every time you look up, it's like the police don't stand prominently out there, but they'll just be in the cut somewhere, just standing.
Yeah, they be in the cut. Yeah, you'd be like, where the hell he come from? You know what I mean? Like they come out the walls on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with them tourists and people like that. See, I don't really frequent Hollywood. You know, I drive through there, but I don't frequent it. Like when I was a kid, I used to go out there. It was so exciting to go to Hollywood when I was a kid. You know what I mean? And go to the Chinese Man Theater and things of that nature. But nowadays, I drive through there. It ain't nothing. And sometimes they have the street shut off because they're doing some Oscars or some award show or something. You know, just drive around.
Too much
I know how to
shit
drive
down
around.
out there now. Like it ain't the same. Like when I going out there, like I mean, by the first time I going out there to LA, probably been around COVID time or right before COVID. So everything been kind of just shut down.
Oh yeah. If you went out there with right before, like when COVID was going on, you should have had a ball because it was just so free and open.
Yeah, but open.
I mean, that was
like a lot of stuff been closed. Like
a lot of stuff was closed. Yeah.
I want to go to. It's like it's been closed, so it been like and we basically just walk up and down looking at the different names on the Walk of Fame and all that. But I mean, it ain't been like I thought it, but I mean,
it was cheap to travel to California then. When it was the COVID, it was cheap. And look, when I used to drive the street, like if I used to go and get something to eat or whatever, man, I felt so free because there was no traffic. It was nobody out there. It was just like a ghost town. Can you imagine LA being a ghost town? It looked like Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, we book our tickets maybe like three weeks to a month ahead of going, so it really been cheap around that time. Well, you know, we come from the East Coast, so actually been really cheap around that time.
So did you go over there by the Marathon store?
That's why you want to bring up Gary.
No, I was just trying to tell him how isolated and desolate it was in LA during the COVID. It was nothing, man. All you saw was people boarding up their buildings like Tiffany's and Gucci and Louis, all them people like that. They just boarding up their buildings. It's like, we ain't letting these scoundrels come breaking up in our stuff. You know what I mean? And then listen, this is what they was doing. They was painting on their buildings. These white people was painting on their fancy little what you call those little shops? Boutique. They was painting black owned.
Wow. Not changing
the subject. Can you
imagine
that? Okay, go ahead.
Dex, not changing the subject. I wanted you to hear this. You hadn't checked the Major League Baseball trade deadline moves, have you?
No, I haven't really been checking Major League Baseball since the Dodgers won the World Series. Won the World Series.
Juan Soto went to the Padres today.
Yeah, I haven't really even I haven't even been betting on baseball.
Yeah, I was looking to see what the Cubs did because they was.
I don't know with this basketball thing, man. I'm just being honest with you. This basketball thing is so tough. Intriguing. I can't leave it alone. I can't go watch my Dodgers.
Even know the Indians.
Well, let me tell you this: at the trade deadline in baseball, I have always, my whole life for the last 30 years, I knew exactly where every player went. I ain't even looked at it until right now, and it's over.
I haven't even paid no attention. I don't even know what Kershaw doing. Last time I know he was in injured reserve. I know Pujols hit a home run the last time I checked. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I've been oblivious to baseball because it's so intriguing with BBB. It's so intriguing with the Bulls. It's so intriguing with the Hornets, the Pelicans, and other basketball, the Nets. You follow what I'm saying? Denver. I mean, come on now. How intriguing is Denver? What are they going to be when they come back? When they solidify themselves as contenders or pretenders? You know what I mean? Maybe they've been off too long and the chemistry just will not coagulate properly. I don't know. But basketball just being so intriguing. What the hell the Detroit Pistons going to do with that young core? Are they going to have a better record than the Hornets? You know what I'm saying?
Baseball don't fall off so much that the most exciting thing that you hear about now in baseball is the one player that played both sides of the fence. As far as he a good batter and he pitched.
Otano.
Yeah, and it's like that's kind of like the Danica Patrick thing. Is like you ain't even about the sport no more. It's about this certain player and what he doing more so than the actual sport. Like Baseball, they still make good money now. Let's not get it twisted now, but that's it dead.
Yeah, because I was looking to see. I was looking to see if my boy Contreras got traded. Looked like he went to the Yankees. I think. I sure hate that boy.
I have no idea with baseball right now, Marvin. To be honest with you, I don't even know where my Dodgers is, and I'm a diehard Dodger fan, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy right now. Are we done, Flight?
Yeah.
Are we done or are we finished?
We finished.
We finished all three, y'all.
Salute.
All right, man.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.